welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It is the first week of the postseason here in 2025 for Iowa High School football here in Class 5A. There are a lot of great games on the docket this evening. We are just a couple weeks away from seeing who is headed off to Cedar Falls to play for a state title. Let's not waste any time. Let's go into the games that you're going to see here in the first round this evening. In Pod A, Waterloo West at 5-4 heads to Dowling Catholic, more like Mediacom Stadium. They'll play Dowling Catholic at Mediacom with Valley playing at home as well. Dowling Catholic 8-1 on the season. The winner of that game will play the winner of Iowa City West at 7-2. They go to Cedar Falls, their beautiful new high school, at 7-2 as well. In Pod B, Indianola sneaks into the playoffs at 6-3. They go on the road to Waukee Northwest at 8-1. Dallas Center Grimes at 7-2. They also make the postseason in their first go-around at 5A. They have to travel all the way up to Sioux City to take on the Black Raiders. Sioux City East Black Raiders at 8-1. In Pod C, Ankeny Centennial at 5-4 gets in. They'll play Johnston at 7-2. The Dragons, a stifling defense, a tough place to play. The winner of that game will face the winner of Prairie and Valley. Prairie makes the drive down I-80 to take on the Valley Tigers. Prairie 6-3. Valley is 7-2. In Pod D, the only team under 500 to make the postseason, Waukee at 4-5 has to go all the way out to Iowa City to take on the Liberty, the Lightning, at 8-1. The winner of that game next week will play the winner of Southeast Polk at 5-4, who goes on the road to take on Ankeny at 7-2, a rematch of the state title a couple years ago. We're going to toss to a break, and when we come back, coach interviews coming up here on the Central Iowa Sports Network pregame show. We'll be right back.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. So if you don't have one, get started with Mercy One. From annual wellness visits to screenings and immunizations, our primary care doctors can help you be proactive with your health, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. Welcome back. We got coach interviews coming up. A couple of our guys had a chance to sit down with some coaches before the big games here tonight.
Pregame show here. Brad Zelenovich, head coach at Southeast Polk. Coach, playoff time to you means what?
Well, I mean, I think obviously it's the new season. What's happened has happened. Everybody's got a fresh start. It's a unique time, right? You win and you continue to be together and to continue to practice. And if you don't, then, you're sacking up the equipment and moving on and saying goodbye to a bunch of guys that have done a lot of good things for you. So, yeah, it's really hard. I told our guys the other day, it's the one sport in Iowa high school athletics where you have to qualify to continue your season after the regular season. So just goes to show you how hard it is, and especially in the CIML, and not taking it for granted. So we're excited for the opportunity.
And you're pretty good at running the football too. 2,000 yards through your two backs, more than 2,000 yards. So what do these two guys bring to your team, Cooper and Thompson?
Yeah, one's a senior, one's a junior. Drew played a lot of football for us last year. Played 13 football games on a state championship team, and was a really consistent performer last year. And then going into his senior year, he's had a really good senior year. He can do so many things for us. He's a big part of our special teams in the return game. Just a really solid high school football player. He's got a chance to play after high school. Strong and fast. He's got good instincts. And then, the young kid, and I guess he's not young, a junior, Stanley, kind of emerged. We felt like he had a chance to be an impact player for two types of different. Drew's probably a little bit faster. Stanley's a little bit bigger and more of a physical type runner. But they both kind of complement each other well and bring different things to the table. And it's been a really solid 1-2 punch for us. It's hard to keep those guys healthy, when you only have one. So having two has been a nice, nice for our program.
Defensively, you have to defend a team that's pretty even, 50-50 run and pass. A couple of pass guys can break, but running, Daniel Army is one of those guys who loves contact. Football players love contact, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he's been a veteran guy. He's played a lot of football for him. Has been a 3-year player for him, and you're exactly right. I think he's got over 200 carries on the season. Very durable back, physical back, as you spoke of, and that's I think what they want to do. Obviously they're a balanced football team. I think their quarterback's getting better every week, and they got two really dynamic playmakers on the perimeter at receiver. So they do a good job of mixing up run and pass and moving, changing formations and doing some things. But I think for their success when they have played really well offensively, they're able to run the football effectively, and obviously that starts with number 0.
Yeah, the kids might be new and not have been around for all of these championships, but you've been there. What does it take to stop a team that's balanced like that?
Well, yeah, it's very challenging, when they can spread you out and still run the football and get into different formations. You just got to be solid. Obviously, you got to recognize formation, line up, make sure, you're fitting the run well, being gap sound defensively and making them earn it, trying to get them in long yardage. I mean, it's at this level, you get to the playoff time, everybody's kind of saying the same thing, but they concern you obviously with their big play capability. Those two receivers obviously have big run after the catch potential, the potential to create some explosive plays, and then they sprinkle in the quarterback run game as well, often, not, kind of a main thing for them, but they've done a good job incorporating the quarterback in the run game, which obviously forces you, it creates an extra gap. So, they're as diverse offensively as we've seen all year, balanced, multiple playmakers in the backfield and then obviously on the perimeter. And, they got they always have a big offensive line who's well coached and does a nice job. So, yeah, they present some challenges for us for sure. And hopefully, we can keep this thing close, get her to the second half and see what happens.
Sounds fun. Coach, always appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
That's Brad Zelinovich, head coach at Southeast Polk. The pregame show continues after this.
Here on the pregame show, Jeff Bowers, the head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Why are you hosting a playoff game tonight?
We had a very good season, obviously. Beat some good teams. Had a couple of tough losses, obviously, with the Northwest week 1 and Johnston. But obviously beating Valley week 8 was huge and is what probably got us this home playoff game.
This team, though, has lost to Northwest, who spent 8 weeks basically at number 1, 7 weeks number 1. Lost to Johnston, who's hosting a playoff game. You mentioned the opponents, the big win against Valley. But I'm curious, you said something earlier this week about balance. Why is balance important to you?
Well, we feel obviously like offensively we have a lot of very high level players at running back.
That's what happens when you're in a school in the middle of an interview.
Yeah. It takes forever to. Between receiver and running backs, tight ends, and our quarterback, we have a lot of guys that can make plays everywhere. And I think early on in the season, we were just, giving the ball to Daniel a lot, and relied on him. And then when we threw it was Ole Brandhorst, and we were going, he's one of the best in the state. But we have other guys that can make plays, and I think the last half of the season we stressed we have to get those guys involved, and I think it's helped our offense tremendously.
Your defense has also held a lot of teams in check. A couple of years ago, it was this. Everybody still thinks you have that same defense where they can't predict what you're going to do. I'm guessing you kind of like that.
Yeah. I mean, Coach McGackey and his staff are amazing, and what they do. I mean, it's detailed oriented. They really. I mean, our DNs, nose tackles. People think, they're just No, they have to do specific things correctly. Everyone, all 11 of them have to do their job for it to work. So,
And let's talk about 3 of your guys on defense. They might be undersized, but you told me earlier, Becker, huge heart, and Jenkins, and Sammy Sandvig. What other those guys? Their size isn't what you would think they're going to dominate, but man, they sure control a lot.
yes, Andy Liu is another one at nose tackle who's kind of undersized, but those guys, I brought them up to the team the other day with their heart, and I said, if we had 35 guys with a heart like this, we'll be holding up the trophy at the end of the year. They're tremendous, and they know the game, and it's very important to them, whether it's lifting in the summer or it's practice on a Wednesday. It's important to them, that it makes a difference.
And this Friday, Southeast Polk, everybody knows what they bring to the table. It's a heck of a first-round foe. Might be the best game in 5A. What's that mean to you to be in the game everybody wants to know what happens?
Well, obviously it's a great opportunity for our guys. You get to the playoffs, there's a couple of games that you go, oh, that's, Dowlin's going to win, whatever, but yeah, this game, Southeast Polk, the 4-time state defending champions. I mean, they haven't lost in the playoffs since Ankeny beat them in the championship game in 2020. So that's an unbelievable run. It's what happens when you have a good culture over at Southeast Polk and a tremendous coaching staff like they do. So, it's a big, it's an honor to play in this game, and it's a big challenge to our guys.
It'll be fun to see how it unfolds. Coach,
Yes.
Thank you. It's Jeff Bauer, head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Pre-game show continues after this here on CISN.
Once again, want to thank every coach for chatting with us all season long. We greatly appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to preview tonight's games here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Positive sportsmanship is an essential element of IHSAA events.
Even as competitors, good sportsmanship puts us all on the same team.
We should all support the student athletes competing. Let the coaches coach.
Respect the officials working the event.
Be a positive representative of your school.
Thank you for supporting sportsmanship at Iowa high school activities.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to preview the game that you're going to be watching tonight. Let's go to that.
Pregame time. He's Tim Hauber. I'm Paul Yeager. We have the call of Ankeny and Southeast Polk. Tim, 4 out of the last 5 times Polk has won this game. 2 of those have been in the state championship game. Does this one feel like state championship caliber, or at least championship caliber teams to you?
It does. I think we got the best game of the evening. This feels like, I think the winner of this game between Ankeny and Southeast Polk, I think they have a really good shot at getting to the Unidome. Last time that these two teams played, last time that Southeast Polk was in a championship game with Ankeny beat them as 5 years ago. So they're the last one to knock off these champs.
This Polk team last year, I know every team's different, just like kids, everything changes. They did not have the greatest record, went on a heck of a run, won the title. This year, not as good of a record. Obviously they can do it, but how do they do it?
Well, they come in, they're 5-4, but that's very misleading. They're a very, very strong team. Last year, same thing. They came in, found themselves later on in the season, then get on a run. Once again, they've settled on a sophomore quarterback with relying on a very strong run game. Cooper and Thompson coming in. They have over 2,000 yards rushing as a team. They're very physical up front, large offensive linemen. Once again, that's their MO. Cold weather games to get into these playoffs, that's the recipe that they have.
Ankeny struggled against Johnson because they could not stop the run. Does that give you pause for concern if you're Coach Bauer and Coach McGackey?
I think maybe in the silver lining to that is that they may have taught them a lesson how they can handle a very strong run game, because otherwise throughout the season, only 2 of their 9 games have they allowed over 100 yards rushing. So I think they've made some adjustments. They're very salty on defense. That defensive line, very, very good linebacking core led by Whittinger. in the middle there, they can stop many run games.
Ankeny comes off, both of these teams come off big wins last week, but came at a little bit of a price. A couple of players were struggling to finish the game last week. One of them being Jack Aubrey on the line. Larmy didn't finish the game. Nate Lee wasn't dressed. You want guys healthy for this time of year, but it's common that injuries can happen.
9 straight games is a very physical season. I think a lot of guys have aches and pains. Playoffs tend to elevate. Guys can put that out of their mind. I think it really is kind of more of a mental thing getting in there. Larmy's going to be a main factor in that offense, but we're seeing that the development of that senior of Roush at quarterback has done a very good job later on in the season, making a lot better choices. Used to be a brand horse only passing. We're seeing Fisher coming in. We're seeing Carlson coming in. He can spread the ball. That may be the X factor, that they're a very good passing team, that Larmy gets a lot of attention, but they're probably a pretty salty passing team as well.
Owen Fisher's been exciting the last couple of games. He took the opening kickoff at Abe Lincoln last week, and that kind of set the tone in that contest. And yeah, teams focus on brand horse. That's always been Roush's first option. Other guys get the ball, they spread. That's one thing Coach Bauer talks about is balance. For Polk, the balance is heavy on the running game. Is this the type of thing where we're going to see all of a sudden a passing game from Polk succeed because they know Ankeny's going to focus on the run game?
We'll see if that opportunity arises. I think as they try to shut down the running game, to see if the quarterback, Billy, wants to go out there and try to find some passing. He has really one main target is their tight end. Actually, very good defensive secondary for Ankeny High School. We're seeing, Clark gets out there. He's got some picks. I wouldn't want to test it too much, a lot of play action, but if they become one-dimensional, 3rd and long, now you're playing into the strength of the Ankeny Hawk defense.
Polk with a sophomore quarterback, midseason replacement, 2 good running backs, 2 good programs. I'm going to say 1 good game ahead, Tim.
It's going to be exciting. What could happen? It's Halloween. It's the playoffs. Records go out the window. It's going to be anything can happen.
By the way, I'm not wearing a costume. I hope if you do, we'll see it on the air in just a few moments.
This is definitely a costume for me.
Same here. Tim Albert, Paul Yeager will have the call of Ankeny and Ankeny and Southeast Polk here in a moment on CISN.
That'll do it for us here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. We appreciate everyone for watching. It's time for some playoff football. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Live action here between Ankeny and Southeast Polk is coming your way in just a matter of moments. We're about to do the national anthem when we return. We'll get you ready for this game tonight on Friday night. It's high school football from CISN.
This ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
The second season begins now. It's high school football playoff season from the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Round 1 in Class 5A. It's this year in just a moment. Tim, it is playoff weather. Week 1 of the playoffs means it's 45 degrees as we get ready for kickoff here in a minute. So what better thing to do than, I don't know, what Southeast Polk does best? Run the football.
And they run it a lot. They do a very good job out there. What's typical of Southeast Polk? Big offensive line, big, beefy fullback, tailback there. They have over 2,000 yards on the ground. They're one of the leading rushing teams in 5A.
And here's the thing: the Ankeny Hawks might run the football too.
Yes, there's that guy called Larmy, he does a very good job. He has over 1,200 yards rushing, 14 touchdowns in the season. If you're an old-fashioned football fan, you're going to love this game between two great running teams.
The thing about Ankeny, they can also throw the football. Cale Roush has been hot lately. He's been able to find a new receiver. Owen Fisher has emerged, but don't forget about that guy, Andrew Brandhorst.
Yes, he was the go-to guy at the beginning of the season. He was, as Roush's beginnings, his first year of starting as a senior, was going to him quite a bit as the season went on. Especially the last 4 games, Roush has done a very good job of moving the ball around. They have really become more of a 50-50 balance on offense between their running game and their passing game.
Emma Eckhart is the third member of our crew. She's down on the field tonight with all of the layers because, Emma, that wind, let me give you the weather report in case you don't know. 43 degrees, feels like 37. Wind out of the west-northwest at 12 miles an hour. What's it like down there?
I mean, wow. I wasn't expecting it to be this chilly, but it is a great night, and both of these teams look super excited and ready for the game.
Emma, have you been able to pick up any of the intensity or any of the excitement from either of these squads yet?
I mean, yeah, I just saw Ankeny come out, and they look so excited and just completely ready for this game. And Southeast Polk does too, but I'm feeling more of the energy from Ankeny.
All right, Emma, thank you very much. We're getting ready for the kickoff. Tim, we talked about it just a couple of minutes ago in the pregame show. These teams very familiar with each other. It's been 4 out of 5 have been the Rams. 2 of those 5 have been in state
for the Southeast Polk Rams.
And the Rams' losses this season, all 4 of them, have come to teams, the top 4 seeds in the playoff. Iowa City Liberty, Dowling Catholic, Waukee Northwest, and Johnston. So that's 4 good losses. For Ankeny, their 2 losses have come at the hands of Waukee Northwest and Johnston. So I would imagine both of these teams looked heavily at the Johnston film that each other played, right?
Yes, I think that was, and the coach said when Ankeny played Johnston, that probably was the worst game of the year. Probably was a good wake-up call for them, what they needed to do. That's the only big rushing game that they gave up. They only gave up less than 700 yards rushing total for the season. Ankeny defense is very good as running, stopping the running game.
We have ourselves a great slate of action tonight here on CISN. Want to make sure that you thank all of the sponsors who've made it possible, who've survived the season to continue us to allow it to do. Here's a couple of things you're going to see tonight on CISN. Waterloo West and Dowling, that's a rematch from earlier in the year. Indianola and Waukee Northwest, you have that on CISN, as well as Cedar Rapids, Prairie and Valley. Prairie and Valley have not played in the Bound era since at least 2008, so that's fun. Also, Iowa City West Cedar Falls, great game there. DCG and Sioux City East, we'll be watching that one, Centennial and Johnston. But the game that these 2 teams are watching tonight, Tim, Waukee and Liberty, the winner of this game plays the winner of that one.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Records go out the window. These 2 are very experienced teams. They know each other very well coached. We're looking for a really good game here for a first round of playoff action.
Camden Ganal will tee it up for the Ankeny Hawks, who are in their all-maroon look tonight with gold numbers trimmed in white and the white helmets. Southeast Polk, black pants, white shirts, black numbers, and those awesome silver reflective black helmets with the gold Southeast on them. We are underway, and Ganal's kick is going to go right at the goal line, and it's going to be taken out for a return and hit after just a couple of yards as Braden Lewis. He gets up to about the 20. No further than that as the tackle is made on the contest. Edgeberg there on the stop for the Hawks, and already a downed player for Southeast Polk back at the 15-yard line. Our officiating crew tonight, Randy Heimerman, Andy Woodley, Bill Pronke, Jay Flora, and Kevin Welsh, as assigned by the Athletic Association. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the field. He flipped over, and I did not get a chance to see. It's number 38, and that is Kamari Phillip, a junior running back. And he is down first. So coming out for Southeast Polk, they're going to bring out the sophomore, Boston Bailey. He was inserted as starting quarterback during the halftime of the Dowling game. He took over for Austin Mass. Bailey on the season, he's completing 65% of his passes, 6 touchdowns, 1 INT. Runs the ball a little bit, but we talked about Drew Thompson and Stanley Cooper. Thompson, that guy is averaging 5.5 yards a carry, 9 scores. Cooper, 9 yards a carry and 14 touchdowns. Look for the, what do you call them, the law firm there?
Yeah. I call it the CT Express, coming out here. Combine those two backs, they got nearly 2,100 yards rushing, as a combined back. They put them in together. They run that offensive line. There's the 5 blockers. Tight ends are big blockers. You also put an H-back in there. Sometimes you'll see 7 blocking lineman backs, combined there for the running back. So they create some huge holes in there for Southeast Polk.
Bailey and Thompson in the backfield. Tight formation, 1 receiver to the left. They go handoff. You win, Tim. And that's a good run across the 25-27-yard line before Joey Sandvig finishes off what Daniel Frazee and also Mars Clark there, as well as Nathan Becker. Good pickup play, gain of 7.
Ran behind the big right tackle, senior Cale Roberts. He's the big leader on that offensive line. That's a great first play to call, is take it past over your big lineman.
Thompson's in the backfield. He'll get the call on 2nd down, and he's going to be tackled from behind. Aiden Howard makes the stop, comes on the slant, kind of stunting off the edge, which is something Ankeny did not do against Johnston.
I think we'll see more of that. That defense is going to have keys, using different linebackers or safeties coming up there with that 3 defensive linemen. Someone's going to have to come off the edge to create that mismatch, and they tend to go free in the backfield. Once again, another tackle for loss there, so it brings up the big 3rd down and 2.
Southeast Polk wants to play ball control. Ankeny's trying to prevent that. It's going to be, looks like Bailey under center. He's going to give it to the big back, and it's going to be a 1st down across the 30. Is Stanley Cooper, the junior, gets the job done. He needed 2. He picked up 3.
I imagine as one of the linebackers, whether it's going to be, Whittinger or Becker in there, someone's going to be keying on Cooper, throughout the game. Which side he goes to, they're going to shadow him all the time, making sure they get a hat on him.
Sandvig gets the stop as well for the Hawks. 10.5, clock moving, no score. Ball on the 31-yard line, 4th play of the series for the Rams. It's a handoff again, Thompson, and he is going to be tackled from behind, but not before getting a good couple of yards. Nathan Becker, that's almost a gain of 6.
Yeah, Cooper goes off limping a little bit, but they don't lose much when they bring in Drew Thompson as the next tailback.
Can pretty much hear everybody talking to each other tonight. A very limited crowd on the near side and far side, but they are bundled up, and if they get something to cheer, we'll hear some noise. Bailey, before the snap, there's a whistle. It was going to be a handoff. It looks like it's going to be against Ankeny.
Those are the kind of mistakes that you can't afford, is giving them free 5 yards there on the jump there.
Ball will go up to the 42, 1st and 10. So Polk, this drive started back inside their own 20 at the 19.5-yard line. They've now moved it up to the 42. It's going to be a handoff. Thompson, he's going to get to the line of scrimmage and spun around like a top for a moment. Becker. Actually, that's Howard who made that tackle as Thompson gets a couple of carries.
Howard did a good job of getting in there, getting a hand on him. Thompson, too, is a workhorse running back. Nearly 700 yards on the season.
This is the type of game plan that the Rams wanted to do. Keep the ball, keep it out of the playmakers' hands for Ankeny, and so far, so good. It's a handoff. Thompson, he'll get to the line of scrimmage, met by Dawson Whitinger. Thompson not able to get much, but he does get a yard up to the 48.
Yeah, once again, there's Nathan Becker, flying in there, getting a tackle on him, stopping his momentum, creating a third and 4 here. But this is what Southeast Polk does. They run the ball. They're not going out of bounds. They're running the clock, controlling the clock in the ground game. If they have the ball, Ankeny can't run an offensive play.
Again, look at the Johnston tape. That's exactly what the Rams are doing right now. Bailey, he's going to hand it off. Going to go right side. Thompson's going to get the 1st down and then some. He is into into Hawk territory, down before he's brought down by Whitinger at the 45-yard line. So again, move the chains for the Rams.
One thing you'll see there on that right side, we'll see lined up as a tight end or maybe like an H-back is number 43, Aiden Jones, a big senior. He's like another fullback, small guard out there. He gets a block, but it's a great way to run to the outside. Drew just kind of fouled his block, took it to the outside, picked up a first down. So heavy blocking that the tight end may be a tell of the power side of this offense.
7 plays, all 7 have been runs. Bailey hands it off, and he's going to get a bunch, get a good head of steam, and inside the 40-yard line. Wrapped up there, Joey Sandvig there first, Titan Westemeyer there next. But again, Tim, 5 yards for Polk to start the drive.
Yeah, they're having a way blocking that 3 down linemen for Ankeny. The linebackers have to fill. They're going to have to figure out what gaps they want to take to cut down the offensive drive. They're just doing drive blocking straight ahead.
Well, you can do that when you have 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be near a first down again for Stanley Cooper. Hunter Minner finally picks through. So at what point, if you're Ankeny, do you start pulling up an extra lineman here to try to balance what's going on from Polk?
I think you're trying to make sure they keep their gaps. I think the coach are looking at they're keeping their gaps on their. They're trying to get in the tackles there where the linebackers are filling, so you create more of a 6-man front there. But they're getting to that point of attack.
3rd and 2. There's 9 offensive linemen now. And that's going to be dancing to the right side and getting the first down. And that's going to be an extra 15 yards, probably coming in the form of a face mask, as Grant Fisher is likely going to get whistled there for bringing down Stanley Cooper. 7 offensive linemen, 2 tight ends, a quarterback, and a running back. Here's the play again.
Yeah, running there. Once again, they run behind 75. They kill Roberts.
On the defense, number 25. 15 yards over the end of the run.
So now the Rams are moving, and this is the part of the scenario, Tim, if you're Ankeny. When do you start taking chances? I mean, playoff football, there's only one game.
Right, I think they want to see some adjustments here, probably not to do much here. They have a technique they want to go with. But if you start bringing linebackers from the outside, what you do is you leave yourself vulnerable in the middle, and you end up with a single high safety. Wood, Bailey, stick it in the breadbasket, pull it back out and find someone open because Cantrell is their big receiver, number 9.
Drew Thompson is the single setback. He'll get the handoff and go to the right side, and he's just going to follow one of those 9 white shirts that's on the line. And again, plowing forward, Joey Sandvig has to come up and make the stop. But again, 4.5, 5 yards on first down.
Looking at that offensive line, they really double up the tackles. They're bringing a tackle as like a tight end, then they put number 9 out as a wing.
They go Thompson. He'll get a couple. Frazee's trying to pull him back. So is Whitinger, who's not wrapping him up. There first was Frazee. And it's going to be, we do have an injured player down on that right side. Down on the turf on that far sideline. So 3rd and 2 out of this injury timeout, and it's not going to be down on the ground very long for one of those linemen, and that is number 43. That's Aiden Jones.
He's been a big key to their blocking formation. He comes in, in combination with T. Cantrell, the 2 big blocking tight end H-backs that come in. They bring in that, basically brings in their 6th, 7th lineman. That last time they had really double tight 8 with the wind. They had no wide receivers on the field at all for the running game.
So now if you're Coach McGackey in this defense, if you had just a half of a moment to talk, they'll wind the clock again. 5:30 to go. This opening possession is going to take nearly the whole first quarter for the Rams.
Yep. Looking at, can you shoot the gap there? Let the linebacker scrape and creating a hole for your linebackers to come and fill. See if you can get the running backs are not getting hit in the hole. They're getting hit usually 2 or 3 yards down the field.
And now actual skill players, but now they line up on the right side. It's going to be a run, and it's going to be a first down inside the 5. Liam Howard came up to fill first, but again, the Rams just absolutely bullying their way towards the goal line. First and goal from the 4.
Gunnar Lee, the center, Nate Slay, the right guard, going there, really getting a big push there, creating enough of a range. They didn't need a lot of yards, but enough to get the first down.
Bailey under center from the 4. Handoff. Getting close and getting near the goal line is Cooper. Cooper still on his feet, and Cooper is short. Short by a half yard of the goal.
Cooper on the carry for the Rams.
Once again, getting a great push on that offensive line. They're just drive blocking. They're not pulling. They're not trapping. They're just doing a straight dive block. Cooper just has to pick out the hole.
Now think about this. Ankeny, if they're going to make adjustments, as you look at the replay there, if Ankeny's offense goes 3 and out, they're not going to have very much time to talk things over. They're going to have to make adjustments quick.
Right.
We're already at 4 minutes and under, as Polk, the inevitable here, is going to be probably 6 points. Let's see what the Ankeny defense can do. Bailey under center. They go up the gut, and walking into the end zone and scoring the first touchdown is Stanley Cooper on an 81-yard drive, capped by a touchdown run.
Yeah, big blocking up front there. They predominantly, most of that drive, they've gone off the right side of their offensive line behind their big, experienced linemen, creating a lot of holes. And this is all about 4 and 5 yard chunks down the field. Once again, blocking down, Cantrell getting a block down on the outside linebacker. And Cooper goes in standing up.
On to attempt the extra point for the Rams is Samar Urafa. Urafa puts the kick up and through. 7-0. Southeast Polk leads here in playoff football.
I'm making a piece. Hey, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Arafa set to kick off for Southeast Polk. 15 plays, all of them rushing. 2 penalties by Ankeny, a face mask and a offsides. That's your 80-yard drive. 7-0 Southeast Polk. Back deep for the Hawks. Caleb Alasani and Owen Fisher. Fisher returned a touchdown, or a kickoff for a touchdown last week at Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln to start. And he might get a chance here as it's going towards Fisher, taken at the 10. Fisher goes right up the middle and just gets absolutely dropped like a hammer. Holy cow. Doken Biladu. Wow, what a play. He just took Fisher down on that one. All right, Emma Eckhart, you ever seen a team run the ball 15 times like that? What's it like down there?
Wow. I mean, what a drive for Southeast Polk. A couple third downs, they got it done each time. It's fun over here. I mean, I'm over here by the Southeast Polk student section, and they are fired up.
Sure they are. They lead 7-0. Thank you, Emma. Roush goes Larmy up the middle. Larmy gets his feet taken out from underneath of him on a stunting Kinnick Sanders. And all of a sudden, Tim, if you're on the Ankeny side of the field right now, you're going, what is happening?
Right, they have to kind of settle down. Make sure they get a first down here. The offense can't go do a 3 and out. They have to get adjusted to the speed of the game.
In motion is Richmond. Roush is going to roll out and throw the football. His receiver he goes Fisher, caught, paid the price at the 34-yard line by Doken Biladu.
Their step, he is about a half a yard short the way he got it. We thought they give him more of a forward motion on the catch.
So he picks up 9 to make it 3rd and 1. And now it's an empty backfield at the moment. Richmond and Larmy go in motion. He's going to have to get them both set, and he does. They go Larmy, left side. Tries to get to the outside. He escapes one tackle. He'll dive and get the first down. He'll get across the 35 to the 36-yard line before he's brought down by Braden Lewis.
Smart play by Larmy. He went to the outside. Wasn't going to be out there for a big gain. Cut it up. He knew where the first down marker was. Get it across that stripe. Big key there for the Ankeny offense. Getting a first down, resetting it, getting a feel for the game. They stood on the sidelines a long time after the coin toss. So this is the first chance they've had to get out on the field.
It's only 7-17, but it just felt like forever. There's only 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go first quarter. Roush to throw it here on first down. Has to get rid of it. He's got it to Tazen Lando. He's spun around a little bit by Lewis after a couple of yards to save that play from disaster.
That was a great fingertip catch by Lando. Then he also was enough to get 5 yards on that play. You didn't want to end up with a 2nd and 10, so finding a little bit of room, getting Roush to the outside. He's connecting those. That's a big defensive line there, especially with Joel Thompson in the middle.
From the 41-yard line, clock approaching 2 minutes. Lando goes in motion, comes back. They go underneath with Larmy. He's going to be stunted from the left and the right. There first was Joel Thompson and also Reese Winery. Joel Thompson, we haven't even had a chance to talk about. That guy has been a stud for years. He's continuing where he's been all of his career.
Yeah, he's like a fire plug in there. He's a big defensive tackle, leading tackler on the team. Also has 9 tackles for loss, 3 sacks coming in. So running away from it, they got to keep running to the inside, keep testing that defense, which makes the linebackers freeze, creates some more passing lanes.
After the gain of 1, it's 3rd and 4 from the 42-yard line. Roush to throw. Gets the turn wrong for Brandhorst, who was covered by Sanders, and it's 4th down. Let's see if Ankeny keeps their offense on the field here, and right now they're going to send out the punt team.
They got a little bit of movement. Got the ball up there, past the 40. What they need here is a solid punt. Pin this Southeast Polk offense, keep them on their end of the field.
Brennan Swanson back deep for Southeast Polk, as is Braden Lewis. Set to kick, and before the snap, Timeout. Southeast Polk will step away on 4th down here from Ankeny Stadium.
High school activities have given me the opportunity to get involved and make new friends.
Compete in sports that I love and meet new people.
Do something I love while building the programs in my community. Not just be a role model off the court, but also be a role model on the court.
Make connections and meet new people.
They give me a reason to work hard and better myself for the future. Set good examples to the younger athletes.
Have a positive impact on my community.
Help us support Iowa high school activities.
Clayton Gardner out to punt for Ankeny here on 4th down out of the timeout. 1:26. It has been all Rams in this one. Ankeny picked up 1 first down on their only possession. 15 carries, 60 yards, an 80-yard drive, and a couple of penalties, and that's how you get 7-0 for the Rams. Gardner stands inside his own 30. Takes the snap from Carlson, hits him in the hands. He gets it away, but a lot of pressure. It's short. It bounces at the 34 and takes an Ankeny roll inside the 20. And that is going to be down to the cavalry of Caleb Alasani, Hayden Carlson, the guy who snapped the ball. And then it's down by Joey Sandvig. And so the Rams will start it from the 13, but it doesn't really matter the way they played that first drive. What did you see or hear from this sideline, what Ankeny thinks they might do here to stop this?
I think McGahee's looking at, the gap integrity was not there. They're getting blown out of the hole. They need to look at where the power side is. They got Stuns called where the power side goes to. So the inside tackles there, Westmeyer, Andy Liu, Minner, those guys, they really have to hold their own and get the linebackers to fill in. They may be playing with their hands a little bit, trying to shoot the gap, and what happens is they get pinned, they get shielded off. The running backs are just picking their hole.
Bailey and Thompson come out. They go from left to right. Now they overwhelm the right side of the formation. Thompson jutter steps, and then he is going to be stopped short as Hunter Minner was there first, as well as 32. Yeah, not 35. I thought it was Becker, not Jenkins.
Looked like there was a stunt on the inside between Minner and Liu, going there, doing a little loop there, confusing the linemen. They didn't drive ahead. They're chasing their blockers. Got someone in the backfield, got a no gain there. So that's really what the defense is designed to do.
6 again on the offensive line, handoff right side, and it's going to be a couple of yards for Cooper. And now 3rd and long, something the Rams haven't been in as Mars Clark comes up to make the tackle.
Now it's Cooper averaging about 9 yards a carry. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran on 3rd down, but see what Bailey, what kind of a quarterback is. This is what the defense want to do, get him in 3rd and long. Test that quarterback, make him, he's a sophomore quarterback, started, about 6 games this year. See if the defense is going to apply pressure. I wouldn't be surprised it's a corner blitz, an outside linebacker to get some pressure on that backfield.
And they have an extra 60 seconds to talk it over. That's the end of one quarter. Southeast Polk leads Ankeny 7-0 here from Ankeny Stadium. It's playoff football.
3, 2, action. Wilson Toyota in Ames is unlike any other car dealership in Iowa. At Wilson Toyota, we give you a financially rewarding, time-saving, and stress-free car buying experience. Earning your confidence with a value-oriented customer experience is what thousands of customers have come to understand as the Wilson experience.
She's getting better at this, making me so proud.
Wilson Toyota,
home of the Wilson experience.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Quick apologies. I did know it's Reese Winnery. My bad on that one. I did have that. We'll get that one corrected. All right, keys to the game, Tim. What do you see here in this one?
Well, at the beginning of the game, we'll talk about, for Southeast Polk, established an offensive line dominance. That's exactly what they did that first quarter, going 80 yards in 15 plays. And also, can they control the Ankeny offense? For Ankeny, they got to take the lead early. They've not done that. The defense make stops in the run game. That's the key. If they need to get the ball back and keep field position.
They go with a wildcat, and they go up the middle with Lewis, and a flag comes in. He would have been short, but I think that flag is going to likely be against Ankeny and extend this drive. They brought in Lewis on the wildcat. He ran right up the middle. Oh, it's a hold against Southeast Polk.
Yeah, they had the wildcat there. Number 9, Cantrell, came out there and just hooked the player out there. He held the linebacker. No, I think it's a big offensive lineman, number 59. So it would have brought up a 4th and 2. It would have been interesting, but I think they're going to take the field position, make it a 3rd and long, force Bailey to pass the ball.
All right, here we go. 11:55, second quarter, 7-0 Southeast Polk. This ball goes all the way back inside the 10 to the 8. Make that the 9-yard line. That is at the 8. It's at the. I will learn that gold soccer mark is there. They go handoff, and it's going to be tackled right away. Drew Thompson didn't even get his wheels going. Joey Sandvig came in from behind and stopped any thought that Thompson was going to have on getting that.
Big play by Sandvik came down there. The penalty really hurt them. Sandvik came in from the backside. He also has good closing speed. One of the leading tacklers on that defense did a good job. The punt return, Mars Clark is sitting out there at the 50. Should get really good field position here.
Oh, Rafa in the shadow of the goalpost, literally standing in the shadow of the goalpost. High snap comes down, gets that kick away. It's low. That thing's going to barely get to the 30. It will roll and take an incredible Southeast Polk run as Mars Clark is playing with fire right there in the middle. That thing's going to get to the 43. That was danger. Oh, wow, huge turn there. All right, Emma Eckhart is down on the sideline as we look at that punt again and we bring in Emma.
Yeah, I mean, Ankeny found a way to get this done, stop them there. That was a really good stop by Ankeny.
So now I missed. You're all bundled up, so I can't see. Are you still on the Ankeny or on the Southeast Polk side?
No, I moved over to the Ankeny sideline.
All right, very good. We'll see you. Thank you much. Daniel Larmy gets the call on first down. He'll get inside the 40. Stood up by 1, 2, 3, 4 white jerseys. One of the last ones is Chebuhar. Oh, I love Chebuhar. Always have. Thompson and Chebuhar have been so fun to watch in their careers.
This may be one of the better defensive lines we've seen, this season. They're one of the premier ones. But to get in, what they want to do is get into that secondary, that second level.
Under center goes Roush. He gives it to Larmy, who gets stood up. Jack Aubrey's trying to free him, but man, he just can't get DeAnthony Davis off. And it's going to be inside the 40 to about the 38. It's going to be 3rd and about 5 for the Hawks.
You don't want to let this field position go to waste. We may see this as 4 down territory for this offense. Roush has been good at, moving the pocket, rolling out he's a good, strong passer.
Brandhorst to the left, Fisher to the right. Ankeny stands up, looks to the left. Play clock approaches 10. Let's see if they change anything. Brandhorst didn't have a defender on him, and now the defender comes up a lot closer to him. Backs off, Roush to throw. Looks that way, throws, caught at the 36, but that is well short of the first down. It's completed. Tarsed Terwali makes the stop. That ball got maybe a yard or 2. Ankeny's playing 4 down territory here. They're going for it on 4th.
Yeah, they're looking at doing the whole way.
Quick throw again, and it's off the hands of the intended receiver. It was Owen Fisher. Again on coverage, Tarsed Terwali. That ball would have also been close to the first down. I don't know if they would have gotten it.
Brandhorst. Yeah, I think he was just off his fingertips there. I thought they were going to go with the running play, see if they could draw Southeast Polk offside. They had a 4th and 2. They would have come in. So now you put back on the defense after that big stop they had the time before. They're back on the field. Better field position for Southeast Polk. They're at the 35-yard line.
And yes, it was intended for Brandhorst. Thank you. Great field position.
See what adjustments the Southeast Polk offense made at that last time they lost yardage on their drive. Will they go back to the heavy run formation?
They're in it now. Bailey under center, handoff again. Goes Thompson. Thompson's going to get wrapped up by Mars Clark, who wraps him up way too high, and finally get some help as Jenkins and Westemeyer there. Sandvig came low. I don't know, Tim, you said it, Southeast Polk. It sure looks a lot like an Iowa Hawkeye offense of the Brian Ferentz offensive coordinator years.
It does. They got the size on there. I would do it too, until they stop. But they haven't shown the tendency to want to pass. We're seeing, people like Mars Clark coming out there more in the run package.
Bailey from the gun. It's a handoff, and it's going to be a couple of yards before 5 players, Weidinger, Frazee, Minner, Jenkins, and Fisher. Sandvig there, I better say everybody, for Ankeny. Still gain, a couple of yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 43.
We haven't seen any big running plays that have gashed this defense, but it's been constant, this 4 and 5 yard gain. You're 3rd and short. through most of this first half.
Cooper is the featured back. He'll get the call on third down. He'll pick up the first down, still on his feet, approaching midfield before he's finally brought down. That play actually went outside before Grant Fisher made the tackle. That's 21 offensive plays. All of them have been on the ground.
That looked like student body left. They took that big lineman. Everybody did a reach block, got to the outside, and all Cooper had to do was follow it for about 4 or 5 yards to pick up the first down. So once again, the new set of downs for Southeast Polk. Driving ahead, there really hasn't been any reason for them to stop what they're doing. I'd continue the running game until Ankeny figures out a way to even stop them.
The key has been first down. If they can make it 2nd and 5, it's absolutely in the favor of the Rams. And getting the call on first down is Thompson, and he's going to get maybe to the line of scrimmage and another one after that before Nathan Becker and Grant Fisher make the stop.
Yeah, Becker, once again, we talked about him being a leading linebacker. Now he's really a fighter out there at linebacker. He got in the backfield, got him around the feet. Cooper doesn't dance around. He doesn't have that slasher speed. He's really much more of a power back. So that's the key there is, getting in there, getting around his legs, not making him get ahead of steam there.
Thompson, it's a pass, an actual pass. Bailey throws it out of bounds. After 22 rushes, Southeast Polk throws the football.
Is there a flag? I don't know if there's a flag on the play. Yep.
Penalty back at the 45-yard line in the area of holding.
Possibly holding. Nathan Becker out there putting the rush on there. Bailey had nothing else to do, make the smart play of throwing it out.
So if you're Ankeny, do you decline it?
Yes. 15 yards. Yes, you need to take this and move it back. Still second down, but it creates a second and about 18. I'm trying to do the math in my head here.
It's Friday night. Math's only optional. Bailey taking pressure. Bailey has only thrown the ball. That's only his 83rd pass on the season. And the thing is, what Coach Bauer said, we need to get Polk behind because we need them to throw the football. And if you're Coach Zelenovich, he said we need to control the ball. So far, the
game clock to 6:48. We're going to go on the snap.
Okay, that played like it was an incomplete pass there, so it didn't put around the clock. Both teams are very proficient at taking the ball away through the interceptions. Ankeny Hawks have 12 interceptions on this season, similar to Southeast Polk. So you put the ball up in the air. If you're not accurate, both these teams are very good at taking the ball away.
2nd and 18 from the 40. Bailey under center. Handoff. And it's going to be to Thompson, who's still on his feet, gets back nearly to the original line of scrimmage. Sandvik brings him down at the 46. Big old hold maybe missed if you're cheering for Ankeny.
Looks like Fraser was coming in on the corner blitz, came over the outside. The offensive lineman just caught him a little bit from behind. Once again, they picked up about 5 yards there, bring up a 3rd and 12.
T. Cantrell is usually a target on passing situations. He lines up on the right side, but he's covered. He's on the line of scrimmage. He's been blocking all night. Let's see what the Rams do on 3rd and 12. Bailey looks to the side, and I think Coach Zelenovich is going to call timeout. At the 6-minute mark here in the first half, 7-0 Rams from Ankeny Stadium.
Kind of magic to making memories. To finding time for the little things and the big things. The new things. And the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest. Of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
Winner of this game plays the winner of Waukee and Liberty. Right now, the Lightning lead Waukee 10-0. Valley and Prairie tied at 7. Johnston 13, Centennial 0. Dowling leads Waterloo West 9-0. Cedar Falls a touchdown on West of Iowa City. Indianola and Northwest tied at 7, Emma. And Sioux City East 13, Dallas Center Grimes 0. In fact, Centennial just scored. So now that's 13-6 pending the extra point. 3rd and 12, Tim Halber along with Paul Yeager and Emma Eckhart here on Friday night, round 1 of the football playoffs in the Iowa High School Athletic Association. It's been all Rams tonight. Bailey under center. He's going to give it to Thompson. Thompson's going to try to get over the left side. Upending him first was Aiden Howard, and it'll be 4th and about 8.
Yeah, I don't think they're in 4-down territory here, but a great job by Howard, sacrificing his body, coming up there, taking the legs out of Thompson. Stopping that. That's what they really need to do, is get in there and get in the legs of the running back. Don't let him get ahead of steam. So the defense, after the turnover on downs, stops him.
Arafa to punt from his own 34. Mars Clark stands at his 10. Not a great punt the last time in the air, but on paper it did the job. This one's a little better. Sidewinding, takes off hard left, lands in lane. Oh, did not make the track. It was headed for lane 2. It's going to be out of bounds, probably about the 25-yard line. All right, Emma Eckhart, I know we've gone to you with not much to talk about, but this one's been back and forth. Have you been able to pick up anything about adjustments that these two teams are doing? What do you see?
Well, I see the Ankeny silent over here in their offense, and they are putting jackets over their arms when they're not on the field. So that's something to look out for and see if that helps them here.
Cold becomes a factor, Tim, in the second season, that's for certain. Hawks go to work 7-0. They throw it out of the backfield. They go with Fisher. Fisher tries to get forward on the screen, gets maybe a yard before Tarsaid Tarwali makes the stop. Gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, actually a smart play by Carlson out there. He was out there to block, but instead of pushing a block and getting a penalty, he just kind of made sure he stayed out of the way. But testing that defense on the outside, checking the speed of that secondary, see if they can create some openings there for the offense.
5:11, clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Richmond goes in motion. Now goes Cooper McDowell. They go jet sweep to him. He tries to get to the outside. Cooper cuts it in at the 30, and then he's popped. Flag comes in from the far side. Gets up to about the 32-yard line before Lewis makes the stop. It's going to be a hold against Ankeny.
Yep, from the opposite side there. Not sure who was on. We had the jet sweeps. They try to pinch down the end or the outside linebacker, creating a running lane out there.
Ankeny's not been throwing deep yet. It's been a lot of short little cuts. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 18 from the 29.
Brandhorst has done a lot of short outs. Trying to find something there. See if little mix-up on formation there.
You're putting 4 receivers. You've got Larmy was part of that quad. Now he's in the backfield to block. Roush throws, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete, intended. Lewis breaks it up, intended for Brandhorst. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, he had the one-on-one coverage out there that he wanted, but he couldn't set his feet. He was falling backwards. So what you want to do is throw it deep, make sure it's over the head, not for a pick. So it brings up 3rd and quite long for this offense. You want to get something back.
Roush looks to the side, as does the rest of the offense. Brandhorst and Tazen Lando to the left side of the formation. Fisher goes in motion. Roush with time throws across the middle. It's overthrown and nearly picked off by Braden Lewis. The intended receiver was Lando. Almost getting a hand on it was Zachary Lockmint.
Yeah, the second pass that Roush was throwing, coming in a little high when the quarterback's amped up there when he throws, getting it down the middle. He just got to bring the ball down a little bit. He had him open, where the middle's a little soft there, deep middle.
Clayton Gardner on to punt for the Hawks. Back deep, Lewis and Swanson. Gardner rolls to his right, allows for his coverage team to get closer. Ball bounces right at the sideline at the 42-yard line. And the Rams offense and fan base is feeling it right now because that punt didn't really move the ball much there, Tim. It's going to be a short field for the Rams with 4:28 and a 7-point lead.
Yeah, trying that rugby-style kick to wedge it out there to get some forward roll, but he didn't have – the rush has been on. The last 2 punts that they've had, Southeast Polk has brought it where he hasn't had a chance to get really his foot behind it. Ended up being a short punt out to the 39 is where they mark it. So 39 yards to go at 4:28 for the Southeast Polk offense.
Coming out is Cooper to be the lone setback. He goes to the fumbles the football. And Ankeny says they have it. And they do.
Looks like, coming barely under center, turned around, turning to the top. So look like he never got the ball. He fumbled it forward. Look, there's a little bit of timing mix up there.
Not a hit. You're right. He just dropped it. Nathan Jenkins picks it up.
First turnover of the game. A huge break for Ankeny High. They've got 4:23 left. 60 yards to go. Can they take advantage of this turnover? The second turnover of the game. We had a turnover on down, so we are even.
Larmy comes into the backfield with Roush.
They went passing last time. See if they want to go back to the run to see if they get Larmy going.
It's been a hard sled for Larmy. They give it to him. He tries to run to the left side. He cuts it up, waits for a block, and from Aubrey, he'll get across the 40 before. It's Billadou. Dokken makes the stop there. In fact, I think he was the one that stunted on that play, Tim, that kind of forced Larmy to stop the sweep and cut back.
Yeah, he got past the block. On the blitz, they weren't expecting him to come from the outside. Got in there and forced Larmy. I think Larmy wanted to go wide or out, but he had to take it in back into to the linebackers.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Larmy exits the backfield. Now it's Brandhorst leaving the backfield. That's a different play. Roush throws towards Brandhorst. Caught in stride. He's across midfield, and he gets the first down before Billadou makes the tackle. The thing is, it hit Brandhorst a little bit low, and that's going to be an extra penalty. Lichty is trying to get held back by Roush. Lichty is wondering what he's been saying, and that has been an issue for him a couple of times this year. I think that's the second personal foul that he's had. So it came after the play, but it's going to be about yards now.
Yeah, should be a 15-yard personal foul. They had him on the ground. Then they got up, and they're exchanging words there. And I don't know if he says – I didn't see a shove, but I do know there's a lot going on. And then judging by the players, are not happy with his response to the official. And the official was standing right there.
Coach Bauer and Kluver are in his left and his right ear at this moment. All I could read clear as lips is, "What's the matter with you?"
Yeah.
And Lichty's going to sit for just a little bit.
So they get the first down. Is it 1st and 10? Yes.
Should be 1st and 10. So it was at the 39. It goes back to the 37. It's still a first down.
Yep.
First down, Ankeny.
Clear as mud.
Tempers are, there's a lot of intensity with this game. It's a big drive for Ankeny.
And it was right in front of Randy Heimerman, the white hat, so he saw it all. Brandhorst, they shovel to Caleb Alasani, and it's like that Southeast Polk was in the huddle all week.
Yep.
Billadou made an incredible play.
Yeah, he blitzed on that play there. He had missed a block, so once again the linemen were not ready for the blitz. But he came in there almost untouched, almost took the handoff, the shuttle pass. So 2nd and long, is that what they want? They need to get, what you want to do if you have 2nd and 14 like this, you want to cut it in half. If you can do that, make it 3rd and manageable.
Larmy goes in motion. Roush on the quarterback keeper. He's going to get up across the 40, which, Tim, as you said, cuts it in half before he's brought down.
That's one thing he does well.
That
he got past the rush there, went up there. Is a good heads-up play by him. Now you open up your passing game. The little out route here. We get single coverage on Brandhorst here on the left side of the formation. Wide side to the right.
Zach Breitbach in at that left tackle position right now with Nate Lee at left guard as Lichty stays on the side. 3rd and 6 from the 41. 2:18 to play here in the second quarter. Again, quarterback draw, and Roush takes an absolute shot to the midsection by Emmanuel Titi was there.
Yeah, Titi comes in. But Roush is no small running back. He's 6'2", 205. He took a shot there. This is the Roush drive. He picked up those 14 yards really on his own, those last 2 plays.
Thompson there as well for the Rams. 1st and 10 from the 49 on the Ankeny side of the field. Roush rolls out. Throws off his back foot. It's caught by Fisher, Owen Fisher, who had Sanders on him the whole time. Gain of 5. So for the first time in several plays, Ankeny's actually ahead of the chains.
Yeah, second and 4. 2nd and 5 there. Clock is running, 1:25 left in this first half.
Ankeny
all 3 timeouts.
Yep, Ankeny with all 3 from the 46 of Southeast Polk. Larmy underneath, in the middle, and through for a first down. He gets inside the 40, and now all of a sudden the Ankeny fan base, as Sanders and Billadou make the tackle.
And that's what a running quarterback in passing game does. It spreads them out.
Timeout, Ankeny at the 1:08 mark here from Ankeny Stadium.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Where you need to go. All right, Emma, are you here with me? Emma Eckhart's down on that sideline. We're getting ready for our halftime interview. And at this point, Tim, Emma would be talking to Coach Zelenovich because they're up 7-0. But, Emma, what do you see down there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what Lichty was frustrated about, but I know that the people on his team are not happy with him right now, especially the coaches as well.
Yeah, you could see that from up here, and I'm sure you could hear it from down there. First down, Roush with time, throws down the middle. His receiver, it's intercepted by Southeast Polk. Pickoff by Jaden Perry. Just absolutely stepped in front of, I think he stepped in front of Fisher.
I think he expected Fisher to keep continuing the pattern across the middle. He slowed up a little bit, but.
Wow, Perry, what a play there. Yeah. In fact, it was triple coverage.
That Perry came in with 3 interceptions on the year. He's a thief. He does that quite well. So that's his, big playoff interception, another turnover.
So 1 each, a fumble and an interception?
Fumble each, and then we also had the turnover on downs earlier by the offense. But yes, turnover. So Ankeny unable to cash in.
And now Polk with 1:02 and 1 timeout. They'll go Thompson left side. He'll get a couple before Jenkins wraps him up. Let's see if Ankeny decides to call timeout. They can stop the ball or stop the clock twice. But I don't think Polk is going to help them by throwing it for the 2nd time in the half.
2nd and 6.
That last series, Southeast Polk knew they were in that passing formation with 1:20 left to go in the half. They sat back there in their zone defense, and they can take chances on jumping routes, and that's exactly what happened there by Perry.
And now Bailey goes under center. Handoff Thompson. Thompson is wrapped up at the ankles by Becker, and that is going to be
timeout.
Timeout, Ankeny.
You have only 2 timeouts left. You want to wait till they ran the 2nd down play to take your timeout.
Iowa City West leads Cedar Falls 14-7. Waukee Northwest 14, Indianola 7. Iowa City Liberty leads Waukee 17-6. Valley in front of Prairie 13-7. Johnston 13, Centennial 6, and Dowling still holds a 9-0 lead on Waterloo West. And that score is probably one of the more interesting close games. Right now now the Maroons have gone up 27-0. Okay. No, that's not. Oh, it says Waterloo. I thought it said Waukee. I read the board quick. They're playing at Roosevelt Stadium, at MediaCom Stadium there on the campus of Drake University. 27-0 Dowling leads Waterloo West. That's a rematch from earlier in the year.
And I'm sure we have people at home. They have us on their laptop or their computer listening to the game, and on the TV they go, oh, there's a World Series going on. Game 6 in Toronto tonight. It's been a good World Series.
If it's like Monday night, you have the football game, and then you have an entire baseball game
Yeah,
after.
you know.
I think I heard more people watch the last pitch than the first pitch in that game, which came at 1:50 our time, Tuesday morning. Thompson dives and then is pulled down, and a timeout, Ankeny. 11 seconds, 6 seconds go off. Fisher makes the tackle. So Ankeny's going to force Polk to make a punt. So now, all right, strategize with me. You try to go for the block?
I go for the block because the ball has come back a little slow. We'll see how they're blocking. So probably put max protection back there, because really, even if they do get the punt off, you try to get a return. You're going to take 5-6 seconds off the clock. You'd have maybe one play if you could get the ball at maybe the 40. So you had 60 yards away. I would try to go for the block to see if he shanks it, because then you end up with the same thing. Just don't get a penalty roughing the kicker or holding.
Well, even roughing the kicker, if it makes it 15, would only put it at the 50 with 9, 8, 7 seconds left.
Usually it's about 5 seconds on a play, even on a punt play. But force them to make a perfect punt.
Now, Ankeny did return a punt before half earlier this season, and the Ankeny side is pointing to the Rams for jumping off, and they come again, and this time Ankeny jumps off.
But they're in motion. They're using two people in motion. See how the officials want to call this.
The near official told the Ankeny side to just hush, because I think he thinks maybe it was Polk that moved.
They were set in punt formation. Then they did a shift again. I wonder if a double shift, if that creates a penalty. If you get away with it, fine. But I think once you establish a position, you're set. Then they had the line shift. The officials are talking it over. And they felt that Ankeny jumped.
Oh, the fans here are beside themselves.
You're seeing here they're set in formation, and then they shift their linemen again, but
they never put their hand down.
You don't have to put your. I'm under the saying you don't have to put your hand down to be a set position.
And this will just be a kneel down at the end of the half. 7-0 is going to be our halftime score. This is the game that we thought would be close. Thought we'd maybe have 21-14, 21-21 type of first half. So Emma's making her way to Brad Zelenovich. He is again in the lead in the postseason, as she makes her way for Coach Z, and he is going to be with our Emma Eckhart right now. Let's go, Emma.
Your strategy for running the ball has worked well, and your defense has put up some stops. What is working with your ball and clock management?
Yeah, we're moving the ball, and we ended up that first drive in points, and made a couple of mistakes there. Overcame it, got off the field, and defense got the turnover, which was huge right before half. So turnover margins even, but we physically got after them there a little bit in the first half, but it's a long game. We got a long way to go.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, that's Brad Zelenovich and Emma Eckhart at half. Our halftime. There's no halftime show to watch on the field, but there is one here on CISN. Nate Toby is the girls basketball coach for the Ankeny Hawks. Conversation with him coming up next. Before we leave, I need to tell you one thing. Southeast Polk has run the ball 28 times for 93 yards. One other play has been a pass, and it's been incomplete. Thompson, 17 carries for 56. Cooper, 11 carries, 37. It's been all about ball control. Ankeny has only run 16 offensive plays, and that is huge if you're trying to control the clock.
I'll do the flips. I'll take the positive. They had 80 yards rushing on that first drive. They've only gained another 13 yards rushing since that point. They're averaging less than about 3 yards a carry. So the defense has settled in. It's only a 7-0 ball game, but once again, they got to get more stops and better field position.
Halftime here from Ankeny. When we come back, let's talk basketball. You're watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association playoffs first round game. The Southeast Polk Rams, the 4-time defending champs, lead the Ankeny Hawks 7-0.
Better file that report. The clock's winding down. Good.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. And for a limited time, try the sweet heat of our new Honey Hot Sauce. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights, only at Pizza Ranch.
Halftime here at the football game. It is hard to believe it's time to talk basketball. We're under 10 days before practice can begin. Nate Toby, head Hawk for the Ankeny girls basketball team. Back coach. Here we go, right? All the practice plans done and drawn up. You ready to go?
Yeah, we have an outline of what we want to do, but thankfully there's still a little time left to get a few things fully ready, and really looking forward to the start of the year.
You graduate one big senior.
Mm-hmm.
Savvy Gage is hard to replace, but you bring back 4 returners. That's, we'll call that a push, right?
Yeah, Sav is a major loss for us. We are glad to have our time over the summer, and then we participated in a fall league to work through that process of not only replacing Sav, but replacing leadership of 3 other seniors, Jade Mosier, Faith Spolstra, and Grace Spook as well. And, those are always tough losses each year, but our group has done a nice job to rally, and some new people have stepped into exciting roles.
Yeah, there's only 5 on the court at the same time. There is leadership, though, that can come from anywhere, and that is extremely important. You've got that down there, Coach. So let's talk about these seniors. Who's coming back?
We have Ainsley Keene coming back. This will be her 3rd year as a major varsity contributor, and she's had a tremendous spring, summer, and fall on the court and running cross country as she's been healthy enough to do so. And she is, I would say, one of the most underrated players in the area, and can't wait to see what she puts together on the court for us with the ball in her hands more this season. Jayla Williams is back as a 4th-year starter, and has been All-State multiple times over the last couple of years, and has just been outstanding for us, taking on a leadership role this offseason, and will fill the stat sheet in so many different ways for us this year. Kyla Schatveld is back again. She was an all-conference player last year, and took major steps forward as a player and as a leader for us after winter break last year, and has hit the ground running on all of those things this offseason as well. And then our last senior, Reagan Baldwin, from last year, is back as a starter. She has made a lot of progress in her all-around game, and is still a tremendous shooter, and gives us a lot of spacing in different ways we can use her offensively. And then Allison Hawkins played quite a bit off the bench this year. She's our 5th senior, and will play a lot again for us this year, and just as an incredible person and leader, and has worked hard to round out her game, and has done a nice job on the soccer pitch. And it's just great having several multi-activity athletes this year contribute for us.
You mentioned Allison, you mentioned Paige. Who are some other players that weren't in the starting lineup that we might be seeing a little bit this fall and winter?
Mm-hmm. Jenna Holbrook played quite a bit for us last year as a sophomore, and will definitely have a role on our team to start the season, and played a lot of basketball this spring and summer, and really like what we've seen from her. She adds speed and athleticism to our team that we're excited about. Emma Worley is a new student to Ankeny who will contribute as well, and has been really impressive with her on-court ability this summer and fall, learning more about her. And she's adapted really well to a really tight-knit group and has added to all the team chemistry and different things we have going on. I would say Callie Stoll, as well as a sophomore, has put herself in a position to be definitely considered for our rotation and is among one of our hardest workers and just an awesome person and really adds a competitiveness and a care to our group that's been awesome to see.
Any first-year players you're looking at?
We have a couple of freshmen who will dress for us that we need some time to get to know. Emerson Hutchins and Peyton Peterman have both extremely bright futures. Emerson contributed to varsity softball this year coming off of 8th grade and did a great job with that and played at multiple levels volleyball. So she's one of those multi-activity athletes that we're really excited about. And then Peyton is an awesome shooter and will certainly play a role for us down the line. And we're really excited about her future. And then another freshman, Ali Aguirre, wasn't able to play with us this summer due to an injury, but this fall has done an awesome job jumping in there in fall league and will play a major role both this year and in the future for our team. And, we're really excited about what she brings to the table, is more of a polished product and ready to contribute on the varsity floor than most freshmen, certainly.
All right, we have to talk about the J word. Is this the year someone takes Johnston down? Is that Ankeny?
It's tough to tell at this point. They have some new pieces, and there's some other really strong programs, obviously, in the CIML who have been at least decently competitive with them, Dowling being one of them, but they lost a couple major contributors. I would look for Waukee Northwest to certainly have a chance to upset them in the regular season and potentially down the line. And, we really want to be competitive with them again. 2 years ago, we had a tied game with about 2.5 minutes left to go against a very loaded Johnston team. And hopefully we're able to get back to that and give ourselves a chance at the end of the game against not only Johnston, but Waukee Northwest and Dowling. And definitely takes tremendous efforts from our girls and coaching staff and everybody else. But we definitely want to compete with those elite teams in our conference as much as we can.
One thing I hear that they're pretty used to over there at Johnston is having Division I coaches come by to look at their practice, but you've also had it too. Let's talk about the commitment, Jayla Williams, and having her make that decision before the season allows her to really kind of focus with you, but kind of walk me through what it is, the conversations you had with her as she made her college choice.
Jayla's always done a great job at keeping us in the loop at the high school about where she's at with things and how we can help. And we were able to talk with several of the coaches who were interested in her along the way. And they visited the gym and, reached out to me. And it was just fun getting to know a lot of college coaches at that level and hear that they were seeing the same things that we are from Jayla, just the tremendous potential and athleticism, but also the work ethic and care for her teammates and program that we see on a day-to-day basis. And we're just so excited for her decision. We think it's a great decision and can't wait to watch some Creighton Blue Jays games in the near future.
You didn't point to that thing over your shoulder over and over again and say, Jayla, I think red and cardinal and gold. I mean, it's close to what you're wearing now. Why can't you continue? So, yeah.
Yeah.
No bias there at all. All right, Coach, real quick, we're coming up to practice. We're coming up to games. What's the thing? Are we going to see similar style, different style, this 25-16? What's it going to look like?
I think defensively, you'll see a lot of similar things. Last year, we were an above-average team on that end and return a lot of very strong, multi-positional, versatile athletes who can defend in a lot of different ways, and we're excited about our potential defensively. I think we still need to iron out some roles offensively and get some things figured out that we want to try on that end. But I would say similar to the last couple of years, and thankfully it's just nice to have some people on the floor who have had the ball in their hands a lot over the last couple of years and have faced many different situations and have really risen to the occasion this summer and fall and making great decisions for us.
All right, season's approaching. Nate Tobey, head girls basketball coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Paul.
All right, our halftime continues after this on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The state volleyball tournament is right around the corner. It starts next Monday at Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. It goes from November 3rd to November 6th. A lot of big teams here in 5A, especially here in the Metro, make the state tournament again this year, along with 4A. Let's take a look at the bracket and who's going to Coralville. Your Class 5A state tournament bracket, Waukee Northwest is the #1 seed. They have looked really good all season long. Only one loss, and it was to their crosstown rival Waukee in tournament play where they lost 2-0. Other than that, they have looked like they have cruised through the season and look to win it all. Indianola is the 8 seed. They upset 4th ranked Waukee on Tuesday night to get to the state tournament. Unbelievable job by the Indians. They beat Waukee in 5 sets. Indianola is in to the state tournament. Very impressive run the last couple of years for the Indians. They came up short in the title game just a couple years ago down in Class 4A. Ankeny Centennial on the other side of the bracket, the 2 seed. The Jags have looked really good this year, have slipped up a couple times, but a very senior-laden team look to possibly finally get the job done here this week. They will play Iowa City West, who took out rival Iowa City Liberty. The Trojans, while having not played a ton of great teams through the regular season, picked it up as the back half of the season went on. The Trojans will be a tough out in the first round of competition. Dowling Catholic is the 4 seed. The Maroons will play a CIML foe, the Ankeny Hawks, the 5 seed. That game takes place at Monday at 2 o'clock. Two teams very familiar with each other. We knew we'd see a CIML matchup in the first round. These are the two teams that have done it. Dowling Catholic fell just short in the state title game a couple years ago. They are still searching for their first ever state volleyball title as a school. Ankeny won the state title back in 2020. And then number 3 ranked Pleasant Valley, your defending state champions coming into this season. Remember, they beat Waukee Northwest last year. They take on Valley, the 6th seed. Do not sleep on Valley. They have got that team humming here toward the end of the season. They picked up a win over Cedar Falls in the regional final. It's going to be a tough out. If you had to pick an upset in the first round, circle that one. It's going to be a good one. That game at Monday on 2:25 time slot. Class 4A bracket, Clear Creek Amana, the #1 team. The Clippers have cruised through the regular season like they did a couple years ago when in as the 1 seed. But remember, they lost in the state tournament. They look to change the tides a little bit this year. They take on the 8 seed, Sergeant Bluff Luton, who has had a really good season, making the state tournament once again. That game takes place on Monday at 4 o'clock. The 2 seed, Sioux Center, knocked out the defending state champion Bishop Healing Crusaders. They are into the state tournament. Very, very impressive fan base over there that will travel well to Coralville. They take on Marion, who beat Wamak foe Solon. Marion is the 7th seed. Going to be a fun one there in round 1. Dallas Center Grimes is the 4th seed. The Mustangs have looked really good this year, made a late jump late in the season to the top 5 rankings after sitting outside the top 10 most of the year. Mustangs are going to be a tough out of the Little Hawkeye Conference. They take on North Scott, who has looked really good this season. They have very successful runs, state tournament champions just 2 years ago. The 3 seed, the Pella Dutch, played Monday at 6:25 against Norwalk. 2 Little Hawkeye Conference teams going at it. Pella was the defending state runner-up last year, returned a lot of really good talent. A lot of those girls come off the state softball champion team. Pella's going to be a tough out in the first round. And then Norwalk, who has looked really good, played a lot of CIML opponents this year. You know that the Warriors are going to be humming here in the state tournament. A lot of good Metro talent in 5A and 4A. We're excited to see how it all shakes out next week on the IHSAA Digital Network, starting on Monday. Those are your 5A and 4A brackets. Do not forget that you can watch all the action next week at Extreme Arena on the IGHSAU Digital Network YouTube page or the IGHSAU website. A lot of fun action to be seen next week in Coralville all day long. Have it up in the background while you're working. It's nice to be able to watch some great volleyball happen. That's going to do it for us. We hope you enjoyed the state volleyball tournament. Let's get you back to the game.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of life.
High school activities have given me the opportunity to get involved and make new friends.
Compete in sports that I love and meet new people.
Do something I love while building the programs in my community. Not just be a role model off the court, but also be a role model on the court.
Make connections and meet new people.
They've given me a reason to work hard and better myself for the future, set good examples to the younger athletes.
Have a positive impact on my community.
Help us support Iowa high school activities.
Halftime, Southeast Polk leads Ankeny 7-0. Emma Eckhart had a chance to talk to Jeff Bauer. What did Coach say coming out of the locker room, Emma?
Yeah, Paul, I asked him what adjustments needed to be made to get some offensive points, and he said they just got to start executing better. He said they've had a couple missed assignments, and he also said it's only 7-0. We're still in it, but they're doing what they need to do, and we need to start doing the same.
Just stick your nose in the lion and ask him if he had an explanation on that penalty?
No, I did not.
All right, well, thank you. We had a conversation. Thank you, Emma Eckhart, down on the sideline. Had a conversation about that here, Tim at half, and penalty, no penalty, depending on that. That's that quick move. At least we're going off of that's what the call, what Ankeny was told that Polk was doing, which after week 1, we thought that had reversed because the association had come out. But that could be not exactly what the situation here is. I'm purely speculating.
Yes, I'd be curious to know what they said on the sideline. You know, we see it on extra point tries. They do the swinging gate. They do stuff like that. But you know, that may be in the same theory there. But what you want to do is have it defined. So if this happens again later in the game, you know what to expect.
Daniel Army, 7 carries, 20 yards. Those are the only rushers other than Roush, and is 2 for 16. Passing's been 7 of 12 for 30 yards, 9 carries for 36. That's a total of 66 yards of offense for Polk. It's 28 carries, 93 yards, 0 of 1 passing. Ankeny gets the ball to start the second half, or at least Polk is going to line up to kick it. But never be surprised that we don't see a onside kick to take away that advantage. But nothing would surprise me.
Last kickoff that they had, they went down to around the 5-7 yard line. So we'll see if the wind is not much of a factor here today. So that should be returnable.
And it is booted well. It's going to be taken by Fisher at the 10. He gets to the outside, gets a block to the 15, 25, and across to the 26-yard line where the Hawks will start. Down to make the tackle is Joel Thompson, and also Cooper Chebuar were there as well. All right, Tim, what do you got to do here if you're Ankeny in this second half?
I think Coach talked about execution. You know, they moved the ball fairly well. They started spreading him out. I think there's opportunities out there. Can they get Larmy back in? You know, but I think it's executing, getting first downs. This is a big drive for them to start the game.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They pump fake it, and Roush is going to avoid 1 sack throw to his second receiver. Coming back incomplete, nearly making the catch is Tazen Lando. Lewis there on coverage.
Yeah, Roush did a nice job of escaping the rush, and then squaring his shoulders and getting into good passing position. So he had a receiver looking downfield. Had the receiver open, so bring it back in. Double tight end set coming in. Both Bauer and Richmond coming in. See if they want to. That's usually their run package. But I'll be surprised if they want to bring the tight ends back in the passing game.
Well, one thing there with Roush, he forced one earlier that was an interception. He rolls out to the near side off his back foot, throws out of the reach of Richmond. It would have been a first down, but it was about 3 yards in front, incomplete. Lewis was chasing him down, and now it'll be 3rd and 10. So Ankeny's thrown 2 passes to start here, and they both have fallen incomplete.
Yeah, one was a drop. That was just roll out. Rolling out to the left, that ball tends to want to sail on you a little bit more. But he had Richmond open. They had both tight ends out there. See if he goes. Definitely a passing formation. See if Roush wants to roll again, create a little more time. Definitely he's going to pin the ears back on that Southeast Polk defense.
Ankeny has struggled to run the football tonight on 3rd and 10. Roush is going to throw it again. He's going far sideline. He's got his guy. It's caught far sideline, and it's a completion into Southeast Polk territory. It's Hayden Carlson before he's brought down by Braden Lewis.
Jaden Perry, who had the interception before Carlson, he got past him on the fly pattern. Almost broke a tackle there, but it's a big play there that what Ankeny possesses.
Fumble is grabbed quickly by Larmy, who'll get up to about the 30. Perry got beat on that last play, and the thing about Carlson is they have not been able to find him. Joel Thompson makes the Hayden. That's only his 10th catch of the year. He's only 2 touchdowns. They go Larmy left side. He tries to cut it back, and boy, Joel Thompson, wow, hit him hard from the backside. Inside the 30, it's going to be 3rd and medium here on the Southeast Polk side of the field.
Yeah, they're going quick offense here, trying to get that defense set to get their keys. Wide side to the left.
We haven't been to this side of the field for a while. Ankeny's, this might be the farthest they have been on the Southeast Polk side of the field. Roush is trying to direct traffic. He's got guys all confused.
Make sure they have enough people on the line.
And the last thing Ankeny wants to do is burn a timeout, and that's exactly what they're going to have to do, and that could come back to hurt the Hawks. Yep. 10:36, third quarter timeout here from Ankeny Stadium.
High school activities have given me the opportunity to get involved and make new friends.
Compete in sports that I love and meet new people.
Do something I love while building the programs in my community. Not just be a role model off the court, but also be a role model on the court.
Make connections and meet new people.
They give me a reason to work hard and better myself for the future, set good examples to the younger athletes.
Have a positive impact on my community.
Help us support Iowa high school activities.
Valley leads Prairie 20-7, and we just found out that the Prairie quarterback has broken his arm, and so that's tough there for the Hawks as they're trying to pull the upset tonight. They're going to have to do it with their second string. Here it's 3rd and 5, and this might be one of the biggest plays of the game to this point for Ankeny. There's a whistle. We're switching the ball here, or wiping the ball.
Not sure what happened with that ball. Seems to be a dry turf. Now in a 3rd and 5 here, we've seen that in the series here before the half when they were driving. We saw Roush take the ball up the middle as that rush went around him as the linebackers are dropping back into zone. See if they want to blitz him.
Roush gets to throw. It's off the hands of Larmy, who is falling backwards. Overbrocking was there on coverage. Ankeny's offense still on the field. This would be about a 47-yard field goal. Ankeny's offense stays.
Clock is gonna.
Roush with Larmy next to him. Roush to throw. It's caught by Brandhorst. He's at the 20, makes a move inside to the 15 to move the sticks. Lewis and Winery make the tackle for the Rams.
Brave man to run between the hashes there up the middle. He took a hit there, but he went up straight up field to make sure he got the first down. So big play there by Brandhorst. We'll say the Brandhorst-Roush connection paying off on this drive.
A lot of teams have tried to take Brandhorst out of the game, and that's why you saw the emergence of Fisher in a couple of games. Carlson had the big reception on this play to extend it. 1st and 10 from the 17. Richmond goes in motion. It's a throw out to Richmond. Same play, and he dropped it. Incomplete. That one he started running before he had it.
Pass was out there. Richmond has only 9 receptions coming in. They tried to go to him. He's wide open on these out routes with the tight end. He's normally the blocking back on the linebacker or the defensive end. Doing a shift there, 2nd and long.
So now the Hawks behind the chain, so the Rams doing what they need to do here. Stiffen up on the 17-yard line is where Ankeny has it, 2nd and 10. Larmy with Roush in the backfield. Pass, throw, caught, Brandhorst again. He gets to about the 10 before he's pushed out of bounds by Tarsed Tarwali, and also there, I think, was Overbrockling.
Very smart receiver there. This coach talked about him. He knows his place in the field. He got the leverage on there. Came back, gave his quarterback a really good target. So 3rd and 4 inside this red zone.
Pickup of 6 on the play. Ankeny's going to need a sense of urgency here.
Open up for the run.
They go Larmy up the middle. He gets through, and he is going to be short of the first down by maybe a yard. Thompson and Davis make the tackle, and Ankeny's going to leave that offense out there here on 4th and 1.
If you believe in your offense, you got a 4th, and it's less than a yard. If you believe in your offense, that's a big defensive line there.
Problem is you're running at Davis and Thompson up the middle. And Ankeny brings in that heavy package where we're going to see probably 2 linemen in the backfield. But this has been a play Ankeny has struggled to run. They have false started on this many, many times. Roush takes it left side, has the first down. Ball comes out in the end zone. It's covered up, and it is a touchback. Ankeny fumbles in the end zone, and Southeast Polk picks it up. It's Dakin Biladu plays hero on a drive that was going to be 6 points for Ankeny.
Roush had the first down there he was reaching for. They played the strip play, came in there. I can't see who grabbed it. Number 0 came in there. That's Lewis, stripped the ball, and the ball pounced in the end zone. Thought there's a chance they would have caught it.
Richmond just could not get back to it. They're trying to play hero. So that opening drive for Ankeny comes up empty. Rams have the football. 1st and 10 from their own 20, Emma Eckhart. That was right in front of you. What'd you see?
Wow, right in front of me. I mean, the ball went flying, and I was holding my breath. But Richmond just couldn't get in, and Southeast Polk just jumped right on it.
That is a momentum swinger for the Rams. They go to work now on offense. Guess what they're going to do? Going to run the ball. And it's going to be no gain for Stanley Cooper. All-state caliber year, coach said. He has been so good. Weidinger, Howard, Frazee, all there to put Polk behind the chains.
Frazee did a nice job of pressing that there, getting past the blocker. He's wide open there. Not much running room. Coop could not get any momentum. Once he goes east and west, you have a chance to get a tackle on there. So that's what that defense was to do, is pinch him in. They haven't proved that they can make, big passes.
Thompson, right side. He just runs through all the arm tackles. Cooper, what a play by Cooper. Ankeny trying to do arm tackles, and it's not working.
No,
Frazee and Sandvig.
Arm tackles will not work with him. He's too big of a running back to do that. They had an advantage there with 2nd and 10. Defense has to step up here.
Cooper just too much to bring down. 1st down and 10 at the 32. Cooper puts his foot in the ground and gets maybe a yard. Hit by Fisher early.
Jenkins did a nice job of getting in there. He created the misdirection where Cooper had to bounce at the outside. He created a pile there. Linebackers are doing a good job of getting in the backfield, causing them to change their direction. But that's a gamble play when you use your linebackers like that, because you'll have a lot of single coverage downfield.
And Polk is actually going to come out in what looks like a pass formation. 2 receivers to the right. Now they come back in on a little more slot positions. Let's see what Bailey. This would be the 2nd pass of the game. It is. Bailey's going to run. He's going to throw downfield, and it's underthrown, and it's picked off by, you guessed it, Mars Clark. Clark at the 40, across midfield, makes a cutback at the 40, 35, still on his feet, steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Mars Clark, 5th interception of the season. Swanson finally brings him down.
That's when they're both opportunistic defense. They're playing center field. That came up there a little bit underthrown. He went up their perfect position to catch that, return it, gave them great field position. He's the thief on that defense. Did a great job. Put Ankeny back in the game. Can they get a score here? Tie this thing up, make redemption from that fumble at the goal line.
Polk has only thrown the ball 2 times in this game. 7:16 to go, 3rd quarter. 7-0 Rams. Hawks and get the turnover. Roush goes for broke. Down the middle. Throws it underneath, and it's nearly intercepted. Should have been picked off by 1 or 2 defenders. Wow.
I think the defenders hit each other and caused them to drop the ball.
Biladu was there.
That's one of those plays that going down the middle into that double coverage isn't there. That's where you want to go deep. You want to go to the end zone if you're going to do that. Sideline's been open, as pass plays. Try to sneak their tight end down the seam.
So now it's 2nd and 10 from the 34. Ankeny play clock down at 4. They need to get moving. They don't want to burn another timeout. They play action. They throw. It's caught by Brandhorst. He's got it on the screen. He gets the 1st down inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 22, and that is going to be enough to move the chains. Lockman brings down the tackle.
This is when you look at your senior leadership coming out there with Brandhorst, Roush, and making the big plays, keeping this drive going.
1st and 10 from the 21. Just under 7 minutes to play, third quarter. Rams scored on their first possession. We've been scoreless since. Larmy gets through the hole before he's wrapped up. Flag comes in late. Tackle is Bilodeau. And that's in the area of holding. And it's a face mask or face mask.
Yes.
You see both of those thrown in that area, and it's against Southeast Polk.
Sometimes you see it when it's on the defensive side. That's usually the defense that made the penalty there. But yes, it was came in late and grabbed it by the face mask. Looked like it was by Bilodeau. But that helps Ankeny. It puts the ball on around the 12-yard line. It brings up now after the gain. It's a face mask. It's actually 1st and 2. If I'm reading that correctly.
I think you are. Ball is at the 13-yard line. It's a handoff. Larmy gets up the middle. Larmy keeps going. Gets the first down to about the 5-yard line before Lewis brings him down. Looking quickly here on the near sideline. Dawson Weidinger is getting an examination here.
That's the first time we've seen that offensive line really start drive blocking, pushing them back, using the size advantage that they have there. Drive block of that offensive line.
First down and goal for the Hawks. Larmy, right side, cuts back, tries to get past. He was turned inside by Bilodeau. But that's not which Ram brought him down. Thompson brings him down. They're just stretching him out. Weidinger looks fine, but always a concern for Ankeny fans when you see your middle linebacker on the exam table. Throw to the end zone. It's caught, and it is a Ankeny touchdown. Andrew Brandhorst on a 3-yard strike to put Ankeny on the board for the first time tonight.
Those two seniors have been big in this drive. He looked there. Fake handoff to Larmy. He looked for the slant route by Brandhorst, and he put it right on him in his hands. And using those big hands, that basketball ability to rebound, takes it in for the touchdown.
On to attempt the extra point. Camden Ganal. The lefty will size it up here at the 5:30 mark. Kick is up, and it is good. We're tied at 7. 5:30 to play here at Ankeny Stadium.
Run, jump, lift, swim, compete, connect, breathe. Whatever your workout, you'll find it at the Y, plus a whole lot more. Right now, you can try the Y for free. Visit any branch or online at dmymca.org. One membership, endless opportunities. Your YMCA.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Ankeny cashes in a interception for points, tied at 7. Liberty leads Waukee 20-6, so if Liberty can hold on, the winner of this game will be headed east on I-80 and on the northwest side of Iowa City, Coralville.
That was a big drive for Ankeny to get back in. They got down there in the red zone on that fumble, that strip fumble. Now they came back on the interception, made him pay for it, tied her up.
Thompson and Lewis back deep. Ganal kicks it away. It's going to be in the area and taken inside the 5 by Lewis. He's at the 10-15, and then he's driven down at about after a couple of yards. Howard and Cooper Howe as well. Levi Yeager in the ballpark and Caleb Alasani. I'll just say all the guys on the kickoff team. So, Emma Eckhart, you feeling any momentum shift there or just relief? What do you got?
Wow, I mean, what a momentum shift. I mean, it shifted to Southeast Polk, and then it shifted right back to Ankeny, and that is exactly what they needed. I'm feeling the energy over here.
See, that's the fun of sport, Emma, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The emotions swing. Drains you in a hurry. 1st and 10 from the 19. Polk. The game is even. They're going to have to probably mix it back up, but they go back to their bread and butter. Drew Thompson. Minner makes the tackle.
Good job of the defensive line there to see that heavy package. Mentioned earlier, Bailey only has 2 passes. That second one was a pick. See if they want to go just ground heavy here and just trying to eat some more of that clock.
If anything, when they split receivers out, Ankeny has to play a little more true defense as they go back up the middle and then still a couple of yards. Weidinger, who was on the sideline for a moment, is back into the game, makes the tackle. Sandvig as well is there.
Big job by Sandvig. So when they do that, they split out. Ankeny's willing to go one-on-one coverage of the wideouts because they've not shown the ability to pass out there. Still looking at them being run heavy, even though they're running wide receivers to the outside. See if that changes here.
3rd and 5 for the Rams. They're going to throw it. Bailey, here comes some heat. He rolls out, throws across his body. Caught at the 35-yard line and enough for a first down. They go Owen Vosberg. Aiden Howard brings him down, and that's a 10-yard gain to move the chains.
Yeah,
11.
they came out here. They had 2 wides out there. One came in uncovered as one took the cross pattern. They really only had 2 in coverage. Safety was way off the ball. Came in there, and he just settled into a nice target for Bailey.
Here we go. Now we're back to 7 linemen for the Rams. Let's see how they can get going again. They go handoff left side. This time it's Cooper, and he's going to get across the 40 before Joey Sandvig makes the tackle at the 41. Gain of 6.
6-yard gain play, 2nd and 4.
See if that defense can get a stop there. We're looking at, once again, that 7-man offensive front coming out to get a lot of blocking.
All Polk has to do is hold the ball for a quarter and 3 minutes and score at the end. Cooper looks for a gap. Frazee there. Weidinger and Mars Clark finish him off.
Yeah, Frazee sliding him up. Cooper tried to get to the outside. You're trying to make him commit to a move. He could cut it inside, but Frazee did a nice job holding his ground. Then the rest of the defense came over, really creating a no gain.
Now, granted, Cooper's running away from us, but I'm using running in air quotes. He wasn't really moving fast. You said he's looking for a hole?
Yeah, I think he was looking for them to make a commit so he could maybe cut it inside and use his size, but Frazee broke down and just did not fall for it and just kind of rode him out towards the sideline. So here's a big 3rd down.
3rd and 4 from the 41. Cooper up the middle. Puts his head down. He's going to be short unless they said he got progress. It's going to be very, very close. Sandvig and Frazee.
Sandvig pushed him backward. That's a 155-pound guy pushing back the running back, 200-pound running back, bring up a 4th and 1. See if they go for motion. Southeast Polk tried that, got him on a flag.
Yep. Tush-push formation coming. And getting across is going to be the quarterback. Boston Bailey, the sophomore, gets the first down to move the drive. Initial hit had him short, but he dove to the right to pick up the yardage.
Smart quarterback, just get behind that big offensive line.
I'm surprised. Are you surprised they haven't run him at all?
He's not carried the ball. He only has 13 carries coming into this season as he's played.
Bailey sends Cooper to his left. Cooper, the handoff. He sees 2 red jerseys, stiff arms one guy, but Sandvig and Jenkins there first. Coach said earlier this week, if I could have the heart of the guys of Becker, Jenkins, and Sandvig, I'd take a whole team of them.
I think we're seeing, these 3 defensive linemen and the 4 linebackers in there. Really, they're matching their 7-on-7 up there until they deviate from wanting to run the ball. Look for that Cantrell. I think he needs the option of being open at some point.
He's the tight end on the right side of the formation. Ankeny stands up, so does Polk, back to the sideline. They look at Coach Zelenovich. He's made his call, play clock at 5. Bailey's got to hurry. 3, 2, snaps it at 1. Before the snap, I think either timeout or it is timeout. Southeast Polk. We're tied at 7. 47 seconds to play here in the third quarter. You're watching high school football on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Kind of magic to making memories. To finding time for the little things and the big things. The new things and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest. Of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
All right, Tim, so both teams have used a timeout in the third quarter. Sets us up for a fourth quarter with only 2 timeouts, meaning you can't really stop the clock on a series when you might need it. So that kind of throws that strategy out. But if you're Coach Zelenovich, you're like, I have to make this play. Got to call timeout.
Yeah, this is a big drive for them because they can run a lot of time off the clock and get down into the end zone. You'll see how if they want to kick. This is a big series for this defense. They're close to midfield. Linebackers are selling out. They want to look there. I think I see Aiden Howard back there. He's spying the tight end Cantrell. If he lines up in pass formation, look to him to maybe do a quick out.
Thompson is next to Bailey in the backfield. Cantrell on the right side in the slot formation. They're looking for him in the flats. He runs the out. It's nearly tipped. It is tipped by Sandvig and nearly picked. Grant Fisher in the ballpark. The intended receiver was Brennan Swanson. Incomplete. It'll be third down.
While they saw that out the timeout, they had Hayden Howard back there lined up against Cantrell. What they do is they switched it up. Fisher went out there, jammed Cantrell to the outside. When he came in, Joey Sandvig almost had that pick on there. So now he brings up a 3rd and 10. You think as the passing down is probably a running play for Southeast Polk.
Bailey rolls to the far side to throw on 3rd. Not there. Takes the hit. Throws. Caught! Swanson far sideline, first down. What a pickup. Weidinger knocks him out of bounds to extend the drive just when you didn't think he'd get it. What a pickup.
Yeah, Becker went there, took a shot there for the quarterback. He got it off there, but good control by Bailey, holding his own, and throwing a sideline route, picking up a big first down on that 3rd and 10.
So now Ankeny's back to playing the defense they thought they would in the first quarter as opposed to defending the 7-man front, but just as soon as I say it, there's 9 men on the line of scrimmage. They go Thompson. He's tied up, but still falls all the way to the 32 before Aiden Howard brings him down. Pickup of 6.
This defense has been on the field for a while there. That's, playing against the sides of that offensive line. You're really looking at basically 9 offensive linemen going out there just drive blocking like a big wedge play.
And that is going to be the last play of the third quarter. Dowling in control of West. Iowa City West leads Cedar Falls. Waukee Northwest in front of Indianola. Sioux City East in front of Grimes of Dallas Center. 20-7 there. Here we're tied at 7. The final quarter when we return.
As the seasons change, so should the colors in your garden and around your home. Nothing says fall like a splash of beautiful colors from the Fall Mums from Good Greenhouses. No one has a larger selection of gorgeous mums or better pricing, with sizes from small pots to large containers that are sure to make the neighbors jealous. For over 118 years, the Good family have grown and sold the best mums in Iowa in a rainbow of stunning fall colors. Come see for yourself, just north of Interstate 80 and only 8 minutes south of Ankeny.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Quarter 4, the final 12. Bailey on second down, gets it to Thompson. He'll get to the 30. It'll set up a third down as Sandvid makes the stop to start the fourth quarter. 7-7 our score. Southeast Polk scored in the first quarter, Ankeny in the third. It's been a lot of running plays for the Rams.
And that play, Southeast Polk, they lined up. They got 5 blockers to the right of the center. They run on the inside. Sandvig finds the gap in there to make a tackle at the shoestrings.
Cooper's going to get the handoff on third down. He's going to be close to that first down. I think he's probably going to pick it up on that second effort. He gets near the 25-yard line, at the 26 maybe. So that'll move the chains. And again, at least another almost 3 minutes is going to run off the clock.
Yeah, because they're not going to run out of bounds here. They're just going to keep driving this ball. This is very similar to the opening drive they had to start the game.
Keeping a team around that has a 5-4 record, this is what you get. 7-7 in the fourth. Bailey, handoff. And a good 5-6 yards for Cooper. Jiminy Christmas, Frazee finally brings him down. That is a lot of yards on first down for the Rams.
Yeah, they're just leading on there. Like I said, they aren't pulling anybody. They're just doing drive blocking there and let the running back find the hole.
And a downed Ankeny player in the line of scrimmage. I think it's Andy Liu. It is. He'll get attention from the training staff. Let me look at a couple of these other scores here that we didn't get to before the break. Johnston in control of Centennial, 34-13. Prairie has put a touchdown on the board to make it 20-14, but Valley still holds a 6-point lead in the third. Liberty and Waukee are in the third quarter now. Liberty 20, Waukee 6. At halftime, the last score we had, Sioux City East leads DCG 20-7. So we're hearing the scores next door. So Dowling's put on another touch, or another score. And Andy Liu gets help to the side, and there's one of your beefs in the middle for Ankeny.
Yeah, he's a big factor in the middle. He's the senior nose guard. That is one of the more difficult positions to play, especially against an offensive line like this. The offensive line for Southeast Polk, they're not fast. They don't pull. They don't get to the outside. They don't pull their guards like that. It is just straight big man on big man and just drive blocking straight ahead. And they've done a good job of that tonight. This defense needs to make a stop here, make a no gain.
They're bringing him in to go student body right. Cooper goes to the right side. Cooper goes left, cuts it up. Huge hole up the middle. Cooper's going to score a touchdown. 20-yard score. And the Rams take the lead back.
I take that back. They pulled the left side guard there. He won a trap play. Cooper took it. He jacked to the right, took it up to that left-hand hole left by that pulling lineman. 73 got the seal block on there.
Huge hole by one of the 15 offensive linemen on the field for the Rams. On to attempt is Urafa, the huge extra point, and it is good. Rams get the lead back, 14-7. Don't count out the 4-time state champs. They still have life here with 10:28 to play in the fourth.
Hey! Touchdown fairway!
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand.
custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Arafa set to kick it off for the Rams, who lead 14-7. Alisani and Fisher back deep for the Hawks, who trail again in this contest. So the Rams, when they need a score, they get one. Give the ball back here at the 10:28 mark. Kick is away, and it is a high end-over-end kick. Fisher is going to get a chance to take it with a foot in the end zone. He takes it at his own goal line. 10-15, goes up the middle, 25-30, 35-40. He's coming across midfield, just has the kicker to beat, stiff arms him, gets down that far sideline, still on his feet. 10-yard line is where he's knocked out of bounds at the 12, finally. By TT and Perry. Huge spark on special teams, Owen Fisher.
Boy, he came up the middle. He saw a lane, then he cut to the outside. He had to beat the kicker. Kickers almost forced him out. He tiptoed there at about the 30, 45-yard line. Still got down there. Good blocking. No flags out there, which is the most important thing. So they got the ball at the 15-yard line. Big turnaround.
Tim, that is exactly what it looked like on kick return last week against Abraham Lincoln for Ankeny when Fisher took one back. So the special team sets up the Ankeny offense, 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. They go to work here, trailing 14-7. Rams scored. They go Larmy up the middle. Larmy tries to do his impersonation of what Cooper just did, and runs up the middle before Sanders brings him down.
We'll see if they move the chains or they make him. He got 9.3 yards on that carry. We saw a double tight end. We saw both.
We were going to show you the Cooper touchdown, but we just didn't have time or get to Emma. Hold on, Emma. We'll maybe after this play. We'll see.
Richmond and Bauer, they're both lined up in the backfield. They pulled in, became secondary guards, and created a hole for Larmy.
Larmy's now next to Roush. They give it to Daniel. Larmy runs into his back of his own player. He's going to get the first down and move the chains. All right, Emma. Emma's down there. What'd you see on that return?
Wow, well, first of all, Cooper just found the hole and ran right up the middle. And that return, that was really good. Ankeny just needs to execute it.
That hole from Cooper, was that which hole was bigger, on the kick return or the touchdown run?
The kick return.
The kick return. They were both big. All right, thanks, Emma. All right, 1st and goal from the 3. 14-7, Rams hold the lead, but Ankeny has life. Larmy up the middle, falls into the end zone for a touchdown.
That is a statement drive there, 15 yards, I think, in 3 plays. Back up the middle. This is a statement because they went up the middle like I've seen all of them before.
Ankeny thought if they could get past that offensive line, they could get Larmy 6 to 7 yards. He only needed 3 to score. It's now 14-13 as Ganal comes on to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Mason Mahan, the snapper is Hayden Carlson. Kick is up and through the uprights. We're tied again at 14. 9-10 to play. Come on back for the best game in 5A tonight. Back in a moment.
Run, jump, lift, swim, compete, connect, breathe. Whatever your workout, you'll find it at the Y, plus a whole lot more. Right now, you can try the Y for free. Visit any branch or online at dmymca.org. One membership, endless opportunities. Your YMCA.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Rams and Hawks tied at 14. Lewis and Thompson back deep for the Rams. Set to kick off for Southeast Polk is Urafa, and the ball falls off the tee. The wind has now shifted from the west-northwest to the southwest. Well, still kind of west. But not much of a factor here as we dip below 40 degrees. Ganal puts his hand in the air, runs up on the ball, kicks it on a line taken at the 8-yard line. That is Lewis. Lewis to the 15-20, has some space before he is wrapped up and then driven down. There first was Levi Yeager along with Edgeberg. They make the tackle of Lewis, but a great return, not quite 85 yards. What was that kickoff return, Jeff, to start? It was 85? Yeah, I think it was in the ballpark of 85. But
yeah, he stepped back right at about the 1-yard line, took it up there, and took it up the middle. That's where a lot of your returns come up. If you break that seam in the middle, get past her, then cut it back to the outside. So this is a big series for the Ankeny defense. Want to get that ball back. The offense is hot right now. Can they stop this big running game of Southeast Polk?
It's the Rams. Can they run out the final 9 minutes on one drive? Bailey, first down, handoff. Goes to Cooper, who's pulled down at the 25-yard line by Nathan Becker, the senior, in what looks to be his final game at Ankeny Stadium.
Did a great job there from his linebacking position. He shoots the gap after the play gets snapped. He doesn't do it too early, gets in the backfield, making Cooper go east to west. He's not as effective if he's running to the sideline, but if he just gets behind that big hole there. So second and behind the sticks.
2nd and 11, loss of 1 on the play. Bailey goes to pass, hit as he throws, caught again, far sideline. Brennan Swanson answers the call again. He was huge on the last drive. Picks up the first down on 2nd and 11, knocked out of bounds by Owen Fisher.
Something you don't normally see is that out route there. Swanson comes in, only 8 receptions on the year. Big first down there for Ankeny, getting to the 40-yard line, starting over again. Why we see him go back to the running game?
Rams, 1st and 10 from the 40. Bailey, 9 men on the line. Thompson gets the handoff on first down, gets 4-5. And then he's driven down. Benny Fairchild was there along with Joey Sandvig.
Thompson carries. Minnesota Brady, number 52, Ben Fairchild.
Thompson very much more of a very physical running back. Is definitely north and south. He just takes it and finds the first hole he can gets positive 5 yards.
On 2nd and 5. Thompson gets the call again. He's got the first down and then some. Sandvig grabs his ankles, pulls him down. Aiden Howard finishes him off. But again, that's the play that I think darn close to what they scored the touchdown on. So now the Rams getting big chunk plays here as we're under 8 minutes to play, tied at 14.
When you have that much of a heavy offensive line package with a smaller defensive line that only has 3 or 4 down linemen, what they do is they double team, creating a big gap there. If the linebacker doesn't get into that hole right away, it's a big run.
1st and 10 for the Rams. They go Thompson again, and he's now on the right side. So really, Polk, what they did in the first half, Tim, has set up a lot of success here in the second half before Sandvig makes the tackle.
Yeah, as the coach said there right before halftime, they just got more physical and took it to the Ankeny defense, and they're just trying to out-physical them all the way down the field, not make mistakes. The only thing that stopped them so far has been a couple of turnovers this game.
Bailey sends a man in motion. Again, Thompson. He is going to be short, but he's going to get close to that stick. He thinks he never went down. He's blown dead. Inside the 40, Howard gets credit for the tackle. Here comes a couple of bigger interior linemen to stay fresh for the Hawks on 3rd and 1, 6:50 to go.
Yeah, I definitely see. Once again, we have this 9 offensive linemen up there, heavy to the left.
Taps on the right side. Bailey falls forward across to the 35-yard line. That'll move the chains. for the Rams. Clock stops momentarily at 6:35. Rams have it again. They wind it up.
We're just seeing that offensive line, on the right side there. That's where Cantrell lines up a tight end. They just push down and collapse that line. It's easy for the quarterback to just take a step out to the left, dive forward for 1 to 2 yards, pick up the first down.
Rams would love to milk all 6:15 of this clock and score right at the end. Thompson cuts a nice move. Howard wraps him up and drives him down. Again, a huge pickup on first down of 5.
It does wear on a defense. You get them stopped, the second down, third down, but if you get them on a third and short, they pick up a first down. It's like 3 physical plays. They still get a first down. It wears on your defensive psyche that what can you do to stop this power running offense?
Thompson to the left of Bailey. They go to the right, now left cut, and he's cut down. Coming up, making the tackle is Liam Howard. So now it sets up a 3rd and 6 after a loss of 1.
That is a big play there as they lost a yard. So 3rd and 6, see what they can do. More than likely, they're going to go back to that running game because they don't need – they pick up 5 yards and get a 4th and 1, they may go for it. They're not quite in field goal range, I don't think, for their kicker.
Who has only kicked, I believe, 1 field goal all year, made 1 field goal of 45 yards. Big play here on 3rd down. Thompson's the back. Thompson gets the call. Gets close to the first down. I think he's going to be short by maybe a yard at the 26-yard line. Sandvik brings him down, sets up 4th and 1. Be a 46-yard field goal, 45, but there is no way Polk wants to kick this one. Here's level 1 of your ball game, Tim.
Yeah. So we come in there. We'll see if the quarterback goes under center. I can see here what to do. Why risk the handoff? Let the play run down there, do another quarterback sneak. It's difficult for the Ankeny defense to stop that.
Ankeny sets a whole lot of beef up over the ball. Bailey, long snap count, gives it, and it's going to be, I think, stopped. I think they stopped Cooper. He did not get inside the 25.
If the mark goes down there on the right foot, he missed it by a yard, maybe by a foot. He came in a little too high for that defense.
He needed to get past the 25 and didn't get close.
Minner was in there as well. I think he got off his block. There was no place for him to go. There was just no seam in there.
Liam Howard, Cooper Howe in there as well. So Ankeny has the football. 4:06 to play, tied at 14.
Is this the break? Because Ankeny, can they do a 4-minute drive? They've got the field goal kicker. They have to get down. Their goal is to get down there, take some time. They get inside the 20.
I think if you're Ankeny, you don't even bother. You just score when you can, because then you're forcing Polk to come from behind at that point. But Ankeny has to have a good possession here. Roush on first down, throws it deep, and it's picked off by the Rams. Oh, wow, what a play. Braden Lewis ran the right route. He read the eyes, and Brandhorst says that was not what we wanted. Hold on. Penalty flag back at the 30. Personal foul against Ankeny. So another 15 yards. This is going to put it at least the 36 to the 37-yard line after the play.
Did not see that Lewis. He's the all-district returner out there playing at safety. He played a great center field. Brandhorst didn't get a great release. Roush thought he had more of a outside route there, but he got caught up there by 21. Jammed him pretty good. He tried to do a stop and go, but he was not open. He needed to overthrow him.
Yeah, Lewis did a great job. And on defense also for Jaden Perry was there. So now Coach Bauer out talking to the white hat, pleading his case. All right, Emma Eckhart, I don't know if you could pick up at all, Emma, what just happened on the personal foul. Did you see or hear?
I did not see it, no.
Okay, just making sure, see if you saw anything. All right, so Polk has the ball. 4 minutes, 2 timeouts at the Ankeny 36-yard line. We're back to where we were just a moment ago. Fresh set of downs for the Rams. They go Thompson. He goes big left side and gets inside the 30. Dawson Whitinger there at the 28-yard line.
And you'll see it there in a couple good plays here. If they get a first down, they'll be under 3 minutes to play. Well, start getting closer to that field goal range. Southeast Polk definitely wants to get into that touchdown.
Bailey with Thompson. They go Thompson up the middle. He dances around, and then Clark comes. Clark was swinging that right arm, trying to cause a fumble. Unable to do that, but he does get the stop at the 28-yard line.
3rd and 1. Once again, they stopped there on the 4th and 1 earlier. But look here, I would say
it's a run all the way, right?
It's definitely a run. I'd say, go Drew Thompson over, see the quarterback sneak, but the quarterback's back in shotgun formation. The pistol there, definitely Thompson up the middle.
Thompson gets the call, goes to the right. He's tripped up, stood up, stopped, not going to make it. It'll be 4th down. Sandvig there first, Cooper Howell, as well as Mars Clark and Dawson Whitinger. So it's again 4th and short, 2:37. Here's the replay. And really, the blown up was Brady Johnson. He's actually who caused an issue. So Ankeny calls timeout, 4th and 1, 2:34 to play.
It's kind of hard to tell who blew it up, but that was a big stop there. Actually lost about a foot.
Johnston they're holding on to a 34-28 lead on Centennial right now. Valley looks like they've just added 6. They now lead Prairie 26-14. So this is the closest by far of any of the first-round games in 5A tonight.
So Southeast Polk or Ankeny wanted to play defense. Where are they going to dial up on a 4th and 1? In these short these plays, we've seen them going with the handoff, going with the running back, either it being Cooper or Thompson. Not had Bailey do the quarterback sneak. Will he do a quarterback sneak on a 4th and a yard? Great job by that defense, hitting the gaps before the line can move, not letting him drive block, backwards. That's the big thing on the defensive line. You just don't get driven backwards. Just create a pile up there at that line of scrimmage. Let your linebackers come and scrape and finish it up. So see what play they dial up.
Ankeny defense trying to make a stop again on 4th down at the 27. It's Bailey and Thompson in the backfield.
Could be right.
Thompson has the first down. He's across the 25. If he's on the north side of the 25, it's a first down.
But
it is.
Just got it by a foot.
Cooper Howe makes the tackle. So now it's 2:32, and the clock will start. Now it's just a game on the clock. What can Polk do? Brad Zelenovich you thought last year's coaching job was incredible. He brings a 5-4 team here. He is tied at 14 with the football, approaching 2 minutes. Thompson gets the call. He'll fall forward before Liam Howard and Grant Fisher bring him down. Gain of maybe 2.
That defense is wanting to force them into make a decision. They want to go for a field goal. They've not done that much this year, 2nd and long. But the defensive line has done a great job of hitting their gaps, jumping in the gaps where the offensive line can get their blocks. If they can drive block, that's when they're most effective. But the linemen can't reach and get some of the gap play that this defense is doing. Gapping to the power side.
Thompson to the right. On 2nd down. Thompson up the middle. Big play. Whittaker rips him down inside the 20. Close to the first down. Clock approaching 1:15. All right, Arafa is 1 of 4 on the season field goal-wise, as long as 45. Right now, it would be a 34-yard field goal if that's what you want to do.
There's a big 3rd down play here. Do they want to get a first down? If they don't, they will probably let the clock run down, call a timeout, go for it. Go for the field goal here. But they want to get a first down. They can run the clock as much as they want.
48 seconds to play, 3rd and 1. Thompson First down and more. He's running for the pylon. Thompson on his feet, scoring a touchdown. Touchdown, Polk with 38 seconds to go.
He bounces to the outside. There was piled up on the inside on the right there. Got a big block. He bounced it outside. It was just a foot race. Got caught up there. The big block there on the number 18. Kicked the block out. Came on the inside. Ran out to the outside. It was pay dirt. May play into Ankeny's advantage because it gives them time on the clock with 38 seconds.
Arafa to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. Good. 21-14 Rams. Ho, ho, ho. Cooper with 2 touchdowns, and Thompson says, I want a touchdown. Thompson, 35 carries, 135 yards, none bigger than the last 16.
Yeah, Thompson's come in. Really has been the workhorse here, especially the second half as running back, gaining the tough yards. That was, just wearing down the defense. Big blocking up front with that heavy formation.
Here's that play again. I
Got
think
to the
you'll
outside,
see this
just
a time or two.
Thought he was going to, that play before they had been taking up the inside. He went out there. There really wasn't much to gain. Bounced it out. Ankeny has 1 timeout left, 38 seconds. We'll see if Ankeny, that last big return there, see if Southeast Polk wants to squib it down the middle, not let him get ahead of steam. See how they play this.
They switch now, Alisani and Cooper, or Fisher, just to see if Polk's paying attention. And it looks like the kicker just received yes. The guy you want to kick it to is on the left now, not the right. You're trying to keep it away from Fisher. 38 seconds, 21-14 before the play. Timeout, Polk. They want to talk over a kickoff.
Yeah. You don't see many timeouts on your kickoff lining up by the kickoff team.
This was a game that you just, looking at it, I just didn't think it was this walk in the park for one or the other. I think Polk is just Polk. Southeast Polk. Brad Zelenovich. The guy was the head coach at Ankeny. He's back at Polk. He knows this program, but his program out there is outstanding. I said, Coach, I think you've done great. I think there was a part of him. I think he's playing me a little bit, playing down their team, but he knew they could run the ball. The key was take the number of possessions away from Ankeny. Keep away.
Ankeny has the big play offense. They don't. He admitted that they don't have the big play offense. They don't have a signature win, big win this year. But he took the strength of his team, which is his offensive line. And if they got the lead and keep the ball away from Ankeny, because Ankeny has a quick strike capability we've seen tonight. Now they've got 38 seconds to prevent that big strike capability of coming back.
Sure, one thing they just preached was tackle. They might also try to put it into that area behind the 30 as the defense, as the kick return kind of comes up a little bit. Fisher is sneaking upside the 10. And it's a low-lining kick, and it's going to be headed towards Alisani, who picks it up at the 20. Caleb on his feet, 25. Oh, my gosh, are you kidding me? Caleb Alisani on the far sideline gets to the 40, puts his head down. He's at the 41-yard line. 8 seconds go off the clock. He's finally knocked out of bounds by Jaden Perry. So now Ankeny will have the football on a good return at the 42.
58 yards. They need in 30 seconds. They do have 1 timeout, so the middle of the field still is open. First downs do get the clock will stop. See what's open out there. Of course, we have, Perry's had an interception. Lewis, those two are your big interception leaders. Try to find a receiver away from those 2 defensive backs.
They're going to probably look for Brandhorst, but that also means look for Fisher. Roush to throw. Far sideline, over the head. Brandhorst is upended. He should have just dropped that football. Ankeny has to call timeout at 22 seconds. He lets that thing go. He gets 5 yards. Perry upends him.
Yeah, throwing from the far hash to this side of the field.
Now hold on. Did the official? Oh, he just wanted the ball. I thought maybe the officials called timeout. No, sorry, Tim.
No, it's a tough play there. I think he's the only one open. I think he wants to hit Brandhorst. But yeah, you used up 8 seconds, gained 5 yards. Now you have to force the ball downfield. Even though now first down in the middle of the field will stop the clock as they move the chains.
For a moment.
You want to be ready to go up there and probably spike it as you need.
Polk took the opening possession down and set the tone of this contest. Ground out a near 9-minute.
Southeast
8-minute, 11-second drive. Look at Polk.
Good.
Listen to this, Tim. Polk had drives of 8, 2, 4, and then a big one in the third at 7.
Yeah, they definitely have a 3-1 time of possession. Center field there, we have Lewis playing center field along with Tarasa Tarloway.
Brandhorst goes in motion, comes around. They fake it. Now they give it to Fisher. Throw back to Roush, who throws it downfield, and it's going to be picked off, and that is how this game is going to end. Ankeny goes with the double, triple, reverse, and it's going to be intercepted.
Yes.
By Lockman, and that is going to seal it for the Rams. They're going to come in on the road and pull the upset.
They tried the flea flicker, reverse with the flea flicker there, but the defensive pressure, he just threw it up for grabs into quadruple coverage there. They were covering it quite well. Southeast Polk come in, they steal one here on the home field of Ankeny Hawks. The 12 seed coming in, and that's one of your bracket busters coming in. They look at traveling over there to the east. But they came a ground and pound. They did what they do very well, and they did expertly using that big offensive line.
Taking a knee are the Rams, and they are going to pull the stunner. As the final 10 seconds tick off the clock, Brad Zelenovich's squad comes away again with a victory in the postseason. The 4-time defending champs are still alive in the 5A playoffs. And that's a final. Southeast Polk 21, Ankeny 14. What a win for the Rams.
Yeah, we saw a clinic there. Couldn't stop the offensive. That line formation, they changed up the offense. Something we haven't seen out of Southeast Polk is running that heavy formation. They just ran it all night long. There was no need for them to pass the ball. Then the stingy defense played well. Cut off the lanes, had 3 picks tonight. And that sealed the doom for the Ankeny Hawks, ending their promising season. Southeast Polk, once again, he needed that signature win, as Coach said, and he got one tonight.
All right, here we go. Thompson, 35 carries, 135 yards. Cooper, 23 carries, 89 yards. Only 3 completed passes for the Rams, and I think at least 2 of them, if not all 3, were first downs. I know 2 of them were first downs that they threw to Swanson. So huge way to come out here for Polk. So we're going to try to get a little post game with Emma Eckhart is down there. Her and I are trying to coordinate. I think Thompson and Cooper, or you just got to interview all 12 linemen that were out there tonight.
Just bring the whole unit out there. But they did a great job there. I think the quarterback did. But I think it was Drew Thompson. He was the bell cow that came out there and just kept moving the chains. It was 4 yards here, 3 yards there, but it was a very physical, old school matchup.
Congratulations. The head coach Brad Zelenovich and the Southeast Polk Rams. You move on to round number 2 in the 5A football playoffs. You'll play the winner of the Waukee Iowa City Liberty game next Friday night, 7 o'clock. Now, present the Ankeny Hawks and Coach Jeff Bauer. Ankeny Duties Director Mike Baker with a playoff plaque. Congratulations to the Ankeny Hawks, your 7-3 record, and a trip to the 4A state football playoffs. Class 5A football playoffs.
Well, there's your trophy presentation. Coach Zelenovich is going to have a word with his team, and we'll try to get some of his guys. And he's like, get off the field. Emma, they're running away from you. All right, coming back, I see Thompson is coming your way, Drew Thompson, and so is Stanley Cooper. Emma, let's go down to the sideline with you. Emma, you're trying to work a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay, you got the touchdown to win that game. How does that feel?
Pretty good. Just had to do exactly what we planned for the whole week.
Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk now. Here we've got Stanley Cooper.
Hey. You were dominant tonight. You got 2 touchdowns and you're moving on into the playoffs. How does it feel to be the big contributor in this game tonight?
You know, I came in with confidence. You know, my own line was blocking and stuff like that. I mean, we just came in, play the game.
Congratulations.
Hey, Emma, ask him. Hold on. What was the mindset this week at practice?
What was the mindset this week at practice?
I mean, just to come and just dominate, destroy. I mean, we came in, this their nest. I mean, we destroyed their nest and stuff like that, but keep going. Yep.
Congrats. Thank you.
All right, Emma, thank you very much. Stanley Cooper, huge tonight. Let's take a quick look at some of these stats. Thompson, 35 carries, 135. Cooper, 23 carries, 89 yards. 2 touchdowns for Cooper, 1 for Thompson. Total 61 rushes for 228. A total offense of 270 for Ankeny tonight. Larmy, 16 carries, 56 yards. Tough night for him. Brandhorst, 1 rush for 13. Ankeny rushed the ball 20 times for 88 yards. They were 12 of 24 passing for 183 yards. When you look at these stats, Tim, what stands out?
I think, you know, if we could just track the time of possession, they had long drives. They never were behind the entire game, but that rushing game was just relentless. You know, they're using the strides that they had out there, and just out physical that defense. They had a hard time, you know, getting a stop there. And once they were behind, the offense for Ankeny never got in rhythm, had a very difficult time. So, you know, hands off to Southeast Polk. They changed up their offense, did what they knew they did best, and they did it very well. They executed their offense.
Polk is headed to Iowa City unless something miraculous happens. Liberty leads Waukee 34-14. Valley has gone final on Prairie, ending the Hawks season 26-20. Johnston leads Centennial 34-26. Dowling's rolling Waterloo West. Iowa City West leads Cedar Falls 38-24. Waukee Northwest has gone final on Indianola 28-7. And Sioux City East still alive here, up 2 touchdowns on DCG 28-14. All right, Tim. That's a wrap.
It is, and another fun season, and you know, always fun to do a playoff game, but it ends quickly.
Ends quickly, and that's the weird thing. Halloween night, anything can happen in a playoff football game. We didn't quite make it to November for both of these teams, but certainly tough end for the Hawks, losing tonight at home, 21-14.
Yep, it was a good game for them. Ankeny came back. You know, the defense started making some stops. You know, the offense kind of came in there, but never got into their rhythm to make it close. They did a great job tying it here at the end, but just, you know, too many mistakes down the stretch.
Polk. Southeast Polk wins in the postseason again. Their drive to 5 is alive. For all of our crew here at Ankeny all season long, Jeff Martins, thank you so much for all your stat work. Jared Haxton spotting, Tim Halber on analysis. Randy Nielsen's been our director and producer for most of the season here. Thank you so very much. I'm Paul Yeager. Appreciate your time. Austin Oliver and Emma Eckhart on our sidelines tonight. CISN will have games next week. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel. They're going to be busy at state volleyball, but we'll have football next Friday night. So long from Ankeny. Southeast Polk wins 21-14.